Here, you get 6 contract players on your roster from San Jose to start the season. It doesn't mean that they're going to be all 6 here for the duration of the year. How do you backfill this roster when the inevitable injuries happen and the call-ups happen? And that, I think, is going to be the difference between teams that make the playoffs and teams that don't, especially when you get to that 3-4 line. We know that Kansas City and Idaho are going to be the class of the Mountain Division. You can lock them in, but it's what happens at 3 and 4 with those teams as they're going through the injuries and the call-ups that I think determines whether they're going to be a playoff team.
I 100% agree with that assessment. Kansas City's got a really good affiliation. You mentioned it. Idaho's got a really good core of players. They don't get a ton from the Dallas Stars. However, they bring in a guy like Hank Crone, who is an MVP caliber type of player who last year, he got off to somewhat of a slow start for the Americans, but he was a crucial piece for them to getting into the postseason. So, you look at the way that this roster is built, somewhat top-heavy in terms of the forwards. You've got Stenell, Bates, and Walker on that first unit. And it's funny, I was talking to Jay Dickman throughout the course of the summer, Matt, and he mentioned, I already got my line signed. I got Bates and Stenell coming back, and they're not even playing all 3 together. So I was going to ask Coach that and say, hey, I thought Jay was supposed to be playing with those 2.
Right.
But you know what? He felt like he needed to have depth throughout all 4 of the offensive lines, which I do like those top 2 lines. I think they're going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
You replace a guy like Jason Pinio with Ryan Finnegan between Wallen and Boucher, and Ryan didn't get enough playing time, in my opinion. I thought he was a really consistent player when he was on the ice.
And when he was on that 3rd, 4th hybrid line, now you can roll 4 lines. When he was with that 3rd, 4th group, he showed out. He was putting goals on the board and making solid plays for your hockey club. So, I would have liked to seen Jason Pinio come back here, but he's obviously overseas now. So, we'll take Ryan Finnegan here and see what he can do with Wallen and Dylan Boucher alongside him. And then you have a completely new rookie line with Aiden Litke, Parker Soretsky, and Declan Smith there in the 4th line for Wichita.
Now, Declan Smith is interesting because he came late in the season, a year ago. Didn't have a ton of playing time. He got some action in that trip out to Rapid City, so I'm interested to see what he brings to the table. I know he's looked pretty good throughout the course of training camp. Coach had mentioned that he felt like Parker Soretsky was really good in the faceoff circle during that preseason game against the Tulsa Oilers, so they're excited about him. And then I love the story of Aiden Litke. That whole off-the-ice story is a fun here. We'll have to talk about that throughout the course of this season, but he's coming back from injury, and you hope that he's able to recover because he was really good 2 years ago, and last year he had his season cut short. Yeah, absolutely. You put, I think, 60 points up in the Western Hockey League. That you're doing something right. So, Aiden Litke is a good story there for the Wichita Thunder. Then on the blue line, you bring back 3 players in Shane Kuzmetsky, Nolan Neen, and Dominic Dockery. Dockery's, tonight going to slot in that 3rd defensive pairing with Jeremy Buechler, and Kuzmetsky and Neen. I thought Shane Kuzmetsky, toward the end of last season after his acquisition from Florida, really acclimated himself, became a stalwart on the power play for Wichita, and I thought Nolan Neen's game as well as a defensive player really improved as we went on through the season. A couple of rookies there for that second D pair in Nico Somerville and TJ Lloyd. And then in net, you have 2 American Hockey League contracted players in Aaron Dell and Gabriel Carrier. And Carrier shut out the Oilers in the preseason game Saturday night for Wichita down at the Wee Street Ice Center in Tulsa. Aaron Dell is a name that Thunder fans should know. If you are a Thunder fan at all in the last 15 years, you know the name Aaron Dell, and that name gives you nightmares because of what he did in Game 7
in the Central Hockey League Finals that prevented the Thunder from winning their third Central Hockey League championship.
Do we have to talk about that?
We do not.
Those are still nightmares that I don't know I can get over.
I said he should give Thunder fans nightmares, but he has a chance to redeem himself wearing Thunder colors here tonight, and he'll get the start against the Kansas City Mavericks.
I think it's really a real cool story. You look at Arundel, a guy who has gone from the Central Hockey League all the way to the NHL. He played, over 130 games in the NHL, and he signed with San Jose for a number of reasons, and the biggest one is because he's from the San Jose area, has a house there. Let me correct myself. He's not from San Jose. He lives in San Jose. He's got a home in San Jose. He played with the Sharks, so they came to him and said, hey, we made a couple of trades. Would you be interested in coming back? We're going to give you a two-way contract, Matt, an opportunity to work your way back up to the American Hockey League. And he decided, you know what, I just want to play. So he's down here, at least for the time being. Will he get an opportunity to get back up to the American League? Time will only tell. Right now they have Askarov with the Barracuda. I think at some point the goal is to get Askarov up to the NHL level, because that was part of the reason why he wanted to get out of Nashville, because of UC Soros having the stranglehold over the number one position. So with that being said, it's going to be interesting to see how he adapts to this level again, because he hasn't been in the ECHL level since 2014-2015 when he was with Allen before getting called up again.
Yeah, it is going to be a different change for him, no doubt. He did play, by the way, in Ontario last year in the American Hockey League and ended up getting 7 wins there for the Ontario Reign. I think his record was like 7-4-1. I think, if memory serves, for Arundel last year in the American Hockey League with the Ontario Reign there in the American Hockey League. So good for him. And then Gabriel Carrier is a goaltending product who was signed coming out of, I believe, Boston University.
It was actually Vermont.
Vermont, sorry. One of those. I was not even close. Not even close. So we'll see Carrier probably tomorrow night as the Thunder bookend the weekend with the Kansas City Mavericks. So let's take a timeout here. We have about 10 minutes to go here until we drop the puck in Intrust Bank Arena, and we will hear from Coach coming up on the other side of this commercial break. We are off and rolling on season opening night. The pregame show continues in just a moment.
This is Wichita Thunder Hockey.
With record-breaking enrollment, great new facilities, and top-notch activities, Kansas Wesleyan University is the place to be. Whether you want to study nursing, elementary education, criminal justice, or social work, our academic programs will open doors for your future, all while you participate in activities like music, theater, or athletics. Learn more about why KWU is the place to be by visiting kwu.edu. That's kwu.edu.
Here at Wichita Wagyu, we procure from 14 different artisan farms that are local to our area. That means you're not going to find any steroids, antibiotics, hormones, or preservatives in any of the food that we sell. But more importantly, the flavor difference between commercial food and artisan food is unbelievable. We offer chicken, lamb, pork, and several different levels of Wagyu, including imported Japanese A5. Check us out on wichitawagyu.com.
The storm has come and gone. Did it take part of your roof with it? North Slope Roofing reminds you that lots of roofers will be calling to inspect your roof and give you estimates. Some won't even be from Wichita and will simply be here to take advantage of storm damage. Call North Slope Roofing instead. The local experts for inspections, repairs, replacements, who know the process of working with insurance companies. Call North Slope Roofing now before any leaks from recent storms do more damage. 316-779-8888 or go to northsloperoofing.com. This
is Wichita Thunder Hockey.
Welcome back here to Interest Bank Arena as we get ready for Game 1 here of the 24-25 season. And I know this has been kind of a long time coming for you as head coach Bruce Ramsey joins us. I'm sure you're pretty antsy to get out there and get the season started.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, it's been a too long of a summer, but we had a good training camp and got a really good nucleus of players that came back. Most of the guys that I was concentrating on, and to get that commitment was great. And I think we've added some really good pieces. And San Jose also has sent us down some quality players. So I like the roster right now, and the boys look good in practice, but practice doesn't mean anything until you step into a game situation. We played last week in the exhibition game, and I expect us to continue to do so tonight.
Yeah, I was going to dive into that a little bit more. What did you see last Saturday in Tulsa?
Yeah, I thought we had good goaltending. I thought we limited their chances, played pretty strong defensively, capitalized on our opportunities. It's always good to have a comeback win. I thought Tulsa addressed a good portion of their roster, so we were missing still some pretty key pieces. So, it was exhibition, but it's always nice to win your games, and and then to do it in a comeback style was great.
Looking at the way the lineup looks tonight, I mean, you've got a good amount of veteran players, but also some good young talent kind of sprinkled in. I'm sure you're excited to see how some of these young guys respond to their first action in pro hockey.
Yeah, recruiting wise, we've got some of the better rookies that we've had in the past. Nico Somerville, TJ Lloyd, Aiden Litke, these young guys, Declan Smith. On D, we got Jeremy Bouchelet sent down, who's a quality player. So, these kids can play. I know the guys that we had last year can play, but they put up great numbers in their respective junior and NCAA teams, and they look very good in training camp. So, we definitely want to make sure that relates to game situations.
Pretty tough way to start. You get a team that had one of the best records in the history of the league. I know they have changes in their roster from this last season to this season. So what do you expect to see from Kansas City?
They're good. They're stacked. They got 10 or 11 contracted players that are all very, very good players. They have a great supporting cast. So, they're as deep as they were last year. So this is obviously a huge test for us right off the bat. But hey, we might as well start getting against the best right away to make ourselves better and get out there. It's a game of hockey. It's the same sheet of ice, and anything can happen.
Bruce Ramsey joining us. What went behind the way you kind of put the lines together?
I just trying to make sure that we have scoring throughout our lineup, I think, is important. Trying to make sure we have some grit and speed in certain areas. So, I think every line is capable of putting the puck in the net, but also playing strong defensively and creating offensive zone time and spending time in the offensive zone.
Head coach Bruce Ramsey joining us. You pick your leadership group, which Dylan Boucher gets the C. That's a pretty awesome honor for a guy who's been in the league a couple of years. What went behind that, and what made you feel like he was worthy of it?
Yeah, Bush, he's a leader. He's been a captain on numerous teams in the past. He brings his heart and soul to every practice, every game. Obviously, we know he's tough and he's very physical, but he also can put the puck in the net, and he hates losing just as much as I do. And I think that's a big part, and he's going to do whatever it takes to help our team be successful.
He's one of those guys you look at, and you just kind of get that streak of fear. If you give him the wrong look, he might. I don't know. Sure. I'd stay away from him on the ice if I were Kansas City.
He's as tough as they come in this league, that's for sure.
Last question for you. What are some keys as you get ready for the home opener?
Yeah, obviously I think turnovers is huge. We really have to do a good job managing the puck. This team's got probably 3 lines that could be first lines on a lot of teams. So managing the puck and making sure we're responsible defensively. Spending a lot of time in the offensive zone, I think, is going to be key. And playing against a good team like this, you're going to have good goaltending. Well,
good luck. Looking forward to it, and hopefully we come out with a win.
All right, thanks, Malsey.
Head coach Bruce Ramsey will take a break back after this.
This is Wichita Thunder Hockey.
Hi, this is Brian Davis with Davis Liquor Outlet.
And this is Blake Davis with a great deal on Jim Beam White, 1.75 liters, just $28.99.
And Boulevard 12-pack, only $16.99.
Davis Liquor Outlet.
Each store independently owned and operated.
Neighborhood locations with superstore pricing.
When it comes to finding the right physical therapist to help you get back to what you love, there's no one better than Select Physical Therapy. As the official physical therapy provider of the Thunder, Select has been trusted by players and fans for years. The physical therapist from Select can help you get rid of aches and pains without a referral from a doctor. With 8 locations around Wichita, it's easy to find a location close to you. To schedule an appointment online, go to selectphysicaltherapy.com today. The Thunder trusts Select Physical Therapy, so can you.
Listen up, fans. Whether it's a pregame meal or a postgame celebration, the Old Spaghetti Factory is the unanimous choice for all your dining needs. With deliciously affordable 3-course meals, the Old Spaghetti Factory is a proud sponsor of the Wichita Thunder. Great for families and groups, the Old Spaghetti Factory offers banquet and catering services for your next event. Located nearby on Waterfront Parkway, the Old Spaghetti Factory is the perfect play call. Visit www.osf.com for more details.
Hi, this is Blake Davis with Davis Liquor Outlet.
And this is Brian Davis with another great special on New Amsterdam 80 proof vodka, 1.75 liters, only $18.99.
And grab Busch Light 30 packs for just $25.99.
Davis Liquor Outlet.
Each store independently owned and operated.
Neighborhood locations with superstore pricing.
This is Wichita Thunder Hockey.
Forward, team captain number 10, Dylan Boucher.
Welcome back here to Intrust Bank Arena. The 2023-24-25 Wichita Thunder are being introduced right now. The leadership group this year for Wichita, assistant captains Peter Bates and who's the other one?
Nolan Neen,
as well as team captain Dylan Boucher. And you heard Bruce Ramsey speak rather reverently of Dylan Boucher there in the interview, saying that he's been a captain in several different places, and this will be a new challenge for him to be the captain of a team like the Wichita Thunder.
I got to be honest with you, and I'm not saying that I didn't think he deserved it, because I think he's very deserving. I was somewhat surprised only because this is his second full season in pro hockey. However, Dylan does have the respect of everybody in that locker room, and I feel like he's going to be a terrific captain for the team this season.
You need a captain that embodies what you want to be as a group, and I think there is nobody on this roster who embodies that more of what Bruce Ramsey wants to play, black and blue hockey, inspired hockey than what Dylan Boucher does. So we'll see him wear the captaincy here this year for Wichita.
Well, the starting lineups and the lineups, of course, presented by Wichita Furniture and Mattress. Matt, this game is also being broadcast on the FloHockey feed on Facebook and on YouTube. So we are the ones that are able to take the driver's seat for this season. So if you're interested in tuning in, you can watch that for free.
Yes, and welcome aboard. We will try and keep it clean. We'll run mean, lean, and clean here tonight for you for sure.
So as they're announcing everybody coming out, I think one of the coolest stories for this season, of course, is Travis Clayton, who is back in Wichita. They did a really nice story on him on KSN with Asia Smith, number hanging in the rafters, and I think it's awesome to see him back on the bench. And I know it's a completely different role than when we last saw him here in Wichita, Matt, but he's replacing a guy who got a head coaching job in the SPHL, and I know he's going to do a great job this year.
Yeah, and all the best to Johnny Gerskis, who is the Thunder assistant coach for, I think, 4 of the 5 years that Bruce Ramsey has been behind the Thunder bench here in Wichita. Johnny's one of the greats personality-wise here in the sport of hockey, and it was good to see Clayton out there, Coach Clayton out there last night, picking up the food with you at Texas Roadhouse. He was picking up the team meal with you, and I don't think there are many assistant coaches who would do that.
Well, it's funny you say that, because we were waiting for them to show up at the restaurant, and we both are the ones that decided to help cover the tip for the waitresses, because Frank pulled his credit card out. We're like, no, Frank, Travis and I got this.
Yeah.
Take a seat.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll have the anthems played here in the arena. We'll come back and have the first face-off of the new season in just a moment.
This is Wichita Thunder Hockey.
The next time you come to a Wichita Thunder home game, make sure you grab a delicious tasting beer from Wichita Brewing Company. Enjoy a V6 IPA or a 502 Amber while you cheer on the boys in blue. Taste our ever-expanding selection of custom craft beers, classic wood-fire pizzas, and other awesome menu items for the entire family. Wichita Brewing Company is located on the west side at 13th and Tyler or at Woodlawn and Central. Bring friends, family, raise your glasses high, and find your happy place. You're in good company at Wichita Brewing.
OxyChem is proud to be a part of the Wichita community. We make products that elevate the quality of life in our community. Our work helps make water safe to drink, supports health and wellness through high-quality disinfectants, enables world-class medical care, and strengthens food security for the people of Sedgwick County. Our essential chemistry helps everyone in Wichita and the surrounding areas do what they do, and do it better than ever before. Go Thunder!
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 37th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; AthleticNet, official jersey supplier; Barron Rings, official championship ring supplier; Bellevue University, official higher education partner; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2025 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2025 ECHL Hockey Heritage Weekend. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to FloHockey.tv.
Hi, this is Blake Davis with Davis Liquor Outlet.
And this is Brian Davis with another great special on Bacardi Silver 1.75 liters, only $19.99.
And Bud Family 30 packs, only $26.99.
Davis Liquor Outlet.
Each store independently owned and operated.
Neighborhood locations with superstore pricing.
Culver's is a brand new location in Wichita. Locally owned and operated, they serve fresh, never frozen butter burgers and whole white meat chicken from America's Farms. Finish off your meal with a fresh, frozen custard made to order. They're located at 3220 North Mays Road in Wichita. Check out Culver's Fan Saves offer on the Wichita Thunder website to save on custard. Culver's, welcome to delicious.
This is Wichita Thunder Hockey.
A beautiful rendition of the national anthem by Miley Giles. And we are just about ready for face-off here. Let's give you the Thunder opening shift lineup tonight. They will line up like this. It is Ryan Finnegan centering Dylan Boucher and Jake Wallen on the blue line, Shane Kuzmetsky and Nolan Neem. For Kansas City, they'll line up like this. It is Cam Morrison with Max Andreev and Cade Borchardt on the blue line, Jake McLaughlin, and old Thunder nemesis Marcus Crawford. He is back with Kansas City. And getting the start tonight for the Mavericks, Victor Ostman. And we will likely see Jack LaFontaine tomorrow night. It has been a long time, since early April, since we've had a game in the vault. Let's get it going, my friend.
We'll get to some keys here presented by Kansas Wesleyan University just after the puck drops. But we head to the opening faceoff circle where Austin O'Rourke will drop the puck to begin the 24-25 season. And off the opening faceoff, here's a steal there by Jake McLaughlin. That was knocked off his stick at the blue line, now taken out to center ice. And this is played back to our left. Icing is going to be waved off, and Nolan Neem will pick up the loose puck at the top of the right circle. There's going to be a penalty called here on Kansas City. Delayed call as Wichita's Aaron Dell will head over to the bench. Nolan Neem will backpedal in behind his own net, and the extra attacker is out there 30 seconds into the opening period. Scoreless hockey game. Nolan Neen takes a step to his right, comes out from behind the net. He'll feed it across to Mikkel Stenell. Still on this delayed penalty, over the line, steps between defenders. That shot got tipped up into the glass. And here comes the whistle, and that will give the Thunder their first power play of the season.
And it's going to be a trip on Max Andriev as he will sit 44 seconds into the game. Tonight's officials, Austin O'Rourke and James Kraft, the men working the lines, Kyle Gaspari and Riley Hickey. We'll talk about the officials coming up here in just a moment. The Thunder getting ready to go to work on the power play.
Face off to the right of Osman. Kansas City gets to it in the corner. It's flipped up to the blue line, out to Bushler. He'll fire it, he scores! That might have been tipped in front by Bates, but the Thunder take a 1-0 lead. Not even a minute into the hockey game.
Seeing guys shot them there from Bushler on the blue line, and you're right, partner, that might have been tipped. Jay Dickman and Peter Bates were both in front. We'll see who gets credit for the goal, but for right now, it's going to be Bushler's first as a pro. Thunder one shot, one goal, 51 seconds in.
You know, the Thunder had a lot of success last year against Kansas City on the power play, and that's one area I'm sure that they want to clean up, but they didn't get up to that great of a start, Matt. Thunder operated almost 25% last year against the Mavericks on the man advantage.
And that was really one of their sore spots in the playoffs as well. And Florida really excelled in that in the Kelly Cup final.
Well, they're awarding it to Joe Carroll, but we'll have to double check that. I don't think he was even near the net, so we'll have to wait and see on that. But Wichita's Kobe Walker has the puck near the red line, spins around and fires it into the Kansas City zone. And the Mavericks will stop things deep in their own end as Charlie Wright will come out. That pass is intercepted. Jay Dickman with that long reach, able to get that behind the net. Carroll throws a hit in the corner. Picking it up on the near wall is TJ Lloyd. Lloyd's wrist shot goes spiraling wide of the net. Now it's out to the neutral zone and played back into the Thunder end by Jackson Berezowski. Berezowski was a point a game last year with the Newfoundland Growlers before they shut things down, and they'll get this deep into the Wichita zone. Played back here to the right wing boards, out to the blue line. There's a shot on goal, and Aaron Dell in the butterfly, able to scoot over to his right from David Noel, and he stops that and covers.
And David Noel was one of those late season out of D1 college pickups there for Tato Hat, and a really revered defenseman there for Kansas City. He picked up a little bit of playing time there in the playoffs. Good to see Aaron Dell get some rubber here early. Thunder getting a little sloppy in their own end, and that's what Kansas City capitalized on.
Off the face-off, here's a shot from Noel that went high and wide. Kept in by Berezowski, flipped towards the net, knocked down by a glove, picked up here by the Mavericks, out to Noel at the left point. He'll zip this in behind here to David Cotton, one of the returning forwards and veterans for this team, out to the top of the near circle. That shot hit a shin pad as Damian Giroux wasn't able to get that through. And now Dickman will skate to the red line and fire this into the zone. Both teams get some changes on the ice. 17:30 to go in this first period. Thunder with a 1-0 lead. Skated up the near wall is Bradley Schoenbart. Right wing side, into the zone. First circle a chance. And that wrist shot just went wide to the blocker side of Dill. It's out to the blue line again, and that wrister went into the corner off a stick. Played here to the near side corner again. And that is battled along by Landon McCollum. Stolen by the Thunder. Lifted to our right as Declan Smith races after it. Can't catch up to the puck near the Wichita offensive blue line. And the Mavericks will get control as that's Nate Konepke. Big hit here on the near wall. Marcus Crawford with possession. He'll stride through center ice over the Thunder blue line. That shot goes off the shoulder of Dell. He left a juicy rebound, but Wichita's able to pick up the trash. Dylan Boucher with it on the near boards. Turns it over at the line. Morrison into the Wichita zone. He lost possession at the edge of the left circle. And now the Thunder with a potential 2-on-1, but unfortunately Boucher could not handle the puck near the red line.
That puck was just a little too far out of his reach.
This is flipped back toward the Thunder blue. Dominic Dockery being hounded as he skates near the front of his own net. He'll flip it in behind for Bushler. Dumped around the boards by the Mavericks as they keep this in. Here on the near side wall, right wing corner. Battling for it is Borchardt. for Andreev. Near side, one-timer, save made there by Aaron Dell. The rebound for Borchardt was knocked out from in front of the net and cleared all the way back out to center ice.
Couple of point-blank chances there for Andreev, and Dell up to the task. Wichita needs to play cleaner in their own end. Way sloppy right now.
And now the Thunder's Jeremy Bushler with possession, the Montreal, Quebec native. Here's Stenell with some speed. He tried to make a move to his forehand at the edge of the right circle, lost possession, and the puck slides back to our left as Morrison thought he was tripped up. No call on the play, and out to center ice, Kuzmetsky for Stenell, dances around a man, tries to scamper into the zone. Angled to the boards there by Justin McPherson. A steal in the right wing corner, and that puck is lifted up in the air off the stick of Noel. But he turns it over here to the right wing boards for Nolan Need. Dumps it around the wall. Bates behind to the far circle. Feathers that in front. That puck was intercepted as Stenell tried to get that to the back door. Like the way that this number one unit has looked so far. Stenell, Bates, and Walker out on the ice for the Thunder, Matt, with 5 minutes into this game.
Yeah, they've been the most consistent line right now for Wichita so far tonight.
Wichita trying to keep their shifts clean. Get a couple of extra players back out on the ice. They make a line change here. And now this is dumped to the far wall for TJ Lloyd. Now head coach Bruce Ramsey was very high on him coming out of college. He moves this up the ice quickly. And now with it is Nolan Burke, who is dumped into the corner near the right wing circle here to our right. Played all the way out to center. Mavericks looking for a transition play. That goes down deep inside the Thunder defensive zone. Wichita quickly back the other way through center ice. Dickman's saucer pass was knocked down near his own blue line by Luke Lowhite. Outlet pass from the Kansas City line. They enter the zone 3-on-3, and a good back check there. Joe Carroll had trouble with it at the top of the circles. But the Mavericks were at the end of a shift there, Matt, and a line change is made here by Kansas City with 14 minutes, 6 seconds to go in the first.
And one of the things that Bruce Ramsey, I know, wants to key on is keeping the time in your defensive zone short. And the Thunder really have improved that here in the last couple minutes.
Declan Smith, Parker Soretsky out on the ice. Aiden Lickey tries to center one. Intercepted by the Mavericks. Zipped across over to McPherson. Skates it into the zone. That puck is turned over by Schoenbart. Wichita is able to get to a loose puck and now trying to start an outlet pass through this 2-2-1 look that Kansas City is employing through the neutral zone. Wichita is able to get that into the Maverick end to our right. The Mavericks break up a loose puck, and now Noel to center. Over the Thunder blue line as he skated through the middle of the ice, and he tried to fire it off the left corner. It went right back towards the net, and Aaron Dell will sit on top of that and get a whistle with 13:23 to go in the first. 1-0 Wichita here at Intrust Bank Arena.
Yeah, I think the Thunder here early on take advantage of the power play, but since then have not really had a whole lot of offensive pressure here on the Mavericks goaltender. Kansas City, meanwhile, has taken advantage of the sloppy play in the Thunder end of the ice and has had some chances on Aaron Dell. They've not been grade A chances, but Dell has been up to the task. You know, we compare this to when we saw Kansas City last year. Beck Warm got the start and allowed 6 goals. 4 of those came off of juicy rebounds, and you can tell right away that Aaron Dell is going to shut it down if he feels like there's going to be a rebound chance or it's going to lead to a grade A chance. Case in point, that play comes off the boards and he just shuts it down, and we get the timeout here. Thunder going back to work to the right of Aaron Dell, it looks like.
So the goals should be Bates from Bushler and Carroll.
Okay.
I'm not sure how.
I didn't think 19 was even on the ice.
Well, he was on the ice after looking at it. However, he was in the corner. Here's Kansas City right off a face-off with a chance, and that goes just wide of the mark from Morrison. And now the Thunder will pick up a loose puck on the far wall. Skated to center, dumped over to Wichita's Dylan Boucher. He got interfered with trying to step around the defender. Wichita's able to get to a loose puck. It's played at the left point. Sent around the wall by Lloyd. Out to center ice. Actually, no, that was kept in the zone. I thought it came outside the blue line.
That was a keep by Nolan Neen.
And now here's a loose puck through the center circle. That's Dylan Boucher. Tries to saucer it over to Finnegan. Just over his stick as Justin McPherson will start the rush. And now Andreev wearing that bird cage. Tries to get to a loose puck. Give and go with Borchardt. There's a sharp angle shot in that play that you've seen in the NHL over the last 6 or 7 months, made famous that guys are scoring from the goal line. And now Wichita transitioning through center. Here's Stinnell with a headman pass. He catches just outside the blue line as he was trying to maneuver that to his forehand. He lost possession. And now Wichita is able to get the puck back. Here's Jeremy Bushler behind his own net. A backhand feed intercepted by the Mavericks on the left half board. Stinnell able to get back defensively. He's one-on-one in front of his man. That's played back by Nolan Sullivan. And now dumped out here to the near side point where David Cotton with a turnaround wrister that went just past the blocker side post. Kansas City keeps the pressure on. They've got it here in the left corner. On the backhand, out to Sullivan, and that was blocked near the Thunder blue line. And Kobe Walker was a little bit too far back near the red line. He was kind of positioning himself as if he was going to catch a pass, and then he tried to stop and go back to the puck, and unfortunately he fell, and then the Thunder got helped out by Kansas City committing an offside.
Yeah.
So there we go. 11:39 to go in the first here, my friend. 1-0 in favor of Wichita.
Twin Peaks looks pretty good right now.
Twin Peaks eats seats and scenic views. Eats drinks and scenic views. We have 2 locations here in the Wichita area, thanks to them. Off the face-off. Dumped into the Thunder zone from center. It went around the left boards. And then getting his pocket pick there was Bushler, but Wichita got back defensively. Kansas City, a turnover. Joseph Carroll able to dump this to our right. Carroll against Nolan Sullivan, a pair of number 19s. And that'll be covered up by Osman. This Kansas City team lost 5 of their top scorers, Matt, overseas.
Yeah.
And a couple of guys that at the end of last season, I think you and I were both happy to see go, and Patrick Curry and Jeremy McKenna.
As well as, I'm thinking of one more who, we'll get to it here, Cole Koski. As well as Cole Koski, he went over to overseas as well.
That's an interesting story we'll touch on here in a minute, but Bushler will try and step up for Wichita on the right boards. Becomes a 2-on-2 battle in the right wing corner. Dickman unable to get to that loose puck. It's stolen by Kansas City. Good play there by Bushler as he chopped it away at the red line. Taken back by the Mavericks. A turnover by Kansas City as Nolan Burke gets to a loose puck. Burke on the near wall. Tries to spin that down for Carroll. Lifted around over to Dockery at the half board's left side. And now on the left wing corner is Dickman as he digs after it. Able to get that over to Joe Carroll. Carroll's pass was out of the reach of Bushler. Bushler was trying to pinch up the wall, and unfortunately that took a bad angle, and it came all the way back to center.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Bushler was doing, pinching that deep down the wall.
Jeremy has it here on the right wing to center ice. Soretsky can't collect it, and now Bushler will take it back. Spins on the near boards. That pass was over the stick of Aiden Licky. Licky battling on the near wall. Now Soretsky trying to get to a loose puck. Stolen here by Kansas City. Good play by Nolan Neen at center ice. And now Wichita's Declan Smith will fire it down to our right. Chasing after it here is Aiden Licky. Soretsky, good forecheck there, and almost a turnover in front of the Maverick net.
That's probably the best forecheck we've seen tonight from any Thunder line.
Bradley Schoenbart trying to get to it in the Thunder zone as this is to our left. Here's Andrea with a sharp angle shot. Trying to fire that through a screen, and that went off the leg pad of Aaron Dell on his right foot. Wichita is able to clear to center. Mavericks get it back. They put it just inside the blue line. Wichita is able to break that play up. I like what I'm seeing from Wichita at their own defensive blue line, Matt. They've been able to take away opportunities from this Kansas City rush over the course of the first 8-9 minutes of this period.
Well, and it's been a lot of one and done, right, for Kansas City here so far early tonight.
Ryan Finnegan, a no-look pass that was intercepted this time inside the Kansas City zone. Mavericks have possession with 9:15 to go in the first. 1-0 Wichita. Thunder back in their own end. They'll try and go D-to-D behind the net, and that's lifted high in the air out to center. Play back to the far wall for Crawford. Chips it up the far wing. Took a heavy hit on the far boards from Dylan Boucher. Now McLaughlin into the zone right wing side. He'll leave it there on the far wall, and Aaron Dell able to swallow up that shot from the outside.
Dylan Boucher had Jake McLaughlin in the train tracks, and McLaughlin dodged the Bouche train coming down the wall. So we'll get our second media timeout of the period here. 8:56 to go as Wichita and Kansas City Thunder lead 1-0 on a Peter Bates power play goal, that coming from Jeremy Bushler and Joe Carroll, 51 seconds into the game on a tripping call by Max Andreev of Kansas City. We talked about the officials. There are 2 referees working tonight's contest, and the 2 linesmen, of course. One of the new rules in the ECHL this year is that we are now going to have 2 referees at 50% of the home games this year. That's up from 25, and of course we'll have the 2 referee system across all of the Kelly Cup playoffs and into the Kelly Cup finals. So for 18 of your team's 36 home games, you will see 2 officials, and so good to see that the 2 referee system is working its way down into the ECHL. I think the SPHL is going to try it at a 25% level this year. So that's good to see that the 2 referee system is making its way down. Can't have too many eyes, especially when the game is this fast.
Off the face-off, Mavericks win it. It was to the right of Dell. Have it at the line. That shot through a screen, banked off a leg, and it went up into the glass on the far side of the ice, up and out of play. 8:49 first period, 1-0 Wichita. Shots are 7-2 Kansas City, but a lot of their shots so far, at least for what I believe is the maybe 6-7 minutes of this period, have been for the outside.
Yeah, they've been above the dots. There's been not a lot of traffic below the dots and in front of Arundel. Good job by the Thunder defense to keep that part of the ice clean.
Maybe that one stretch where he had to make a tough save near the top of the crease, but
yeah.
Other than that, here's Stenell off the ensuing faceoff. Walker into the zone. He banks it off a skate. It goes into the left wing corner. Rebound after a shot hit Osman on the left leg pad, and that was a good opportunity, a juicy rebound there, Matt, that Wichita almost capitalized on as Bates had an opportunity. Here's Kobe Walker to our right. Good forecheck here by Nolan Burke. Last year played in the ECHL with the Atlanta Gladiators. Out to center ice with some speed. Up the right side. That was Cam Morrison. Morrison had a step, but he could not get past the second wave, and now the Thunder get the puck back, and they'll try and delay things with this breakout. Comes off the right boards out of the reach of Dickman. Mavericks trying to set up a neutral zone regroup. And out to center ice. Morrison again left side. He'll skate over the Thunder blue line. Drop pass. Andreev edge of the circle. And Max Andreev, that went through the crease area. That was wide of everybody's stick. Wichita's able to get the puck back, and out to center it goes. 7:39 to go in the first. Thunder with a 1-0 advantage and a power play goal. Scored by Peter Bates with the assist of Bushler and Joe Carroll. This is down in behind the net. Aaron Dell almost caught from behind. Here's a steal at the edge of the circle. Dell, unfortunately, could not get back into position, and the Mavericks are able to capitalize, and they score to tie the game at 1.
That broken play there where there was some miscommunication. Dell tried to go out and play the puck, couldn't get back in time, and ended up on a Mavericks stick and potted it into the net. And we are knotted up at 1. Thunder have to play a lot cleaner in that defensive zone in front of Arundel, as we've talked about. They've had signs where they've looked like they were going to do that, but just a little bit of miscommunication leads to Kansas City's first goal of the year.
Like you said, he tried to come out and play the puck, and unfortunately, I'm not sure if he felt like one of his defensemen was going to just take it away from him or not, but he made it around that right post, but it went out to the far side of the crease, and they were able to score.
I wonder if that's just not knowing what he's going to do in that situation.
So we're locked up at a goal apiece as Kansas City has it inside the Wichita defensive zone. Soretsky knocked it down with his right hand, but the Mavericks able to get the puck back. Pascal Laberge, who's also back in a Mavericks uniform after going overseas last season. Wichita's got it through the neutral zone. That's Aiden Licky trying to play it over to the far side for Ryan Finnegan. And now Lloyd at his own blue line. Snaps it up for Finnegan. He'll drive the middle lane. He tries to leave a drop pass at the edge of the far circle, and Wallen overskated it. Looked like it was Andreev with a stick in there as well, and he was unable to control, and now the Mavericks back the other way. They're inside the Thunder defensive zone. Puck in the right wing corner. Good play there by Somerville. And now Wichita's out to center as Lloyd will come through center ice. Right through the center circle. Finnegan with a drop pass, and he unloads a wrist shot that goes high and wide. And now the Mavericks will turn up ice. Berezowski up the right side.
Nice poke check.
Wichita's able to get it back. Here's Finnegan near the red line, and he'll dump it in on a backhand into the right wing corner with 5:49 to go in the first. 1-1 our score.
That was a nice poke check there by TJ Lloyd on the Mavericks player. Got the clear out of the defensive zone.
Jackson Berezowski had a chance right there. He got to a loose puck in the right wing corner, tried to find David Cotton near the net. Wichita was able to break that play up. And now the Thunder back at center ice. Here's Wichita's Mikkel Stenell. He fanned initially on the pass. Able to keep control and get that down the boards. Bates unable to get there in front of Nate Konepke. Kansas City out at center. Another steal here by the Mavericks near the center circle. A drop pass. That's taken away again at the Thunder blue line by Kobe Walker. Tries to slow things down as he stepped away from Damian Giroux. And now Dominic Dockery will zip it up the ice. Goes off of a Thunder stick behind the net. Bates and Walker on the forecheck. Here's Peter trying to walk off the wall. It's caught into some feet. Kansas City is able to get the puck back. David Cotton with a saucer pass to Cade Borchardt. He'll come near the red line. Fires it off the end wall. Dell had trouble with that as it bounced right back to the crease. It's out to the line for McLaughlin. Slammed in behind here to the near wall. Trying to stick handle near the right faceoff dot. And Wichita is able to steal. Here's Joe Carroll up the near boards, and he'll get to the red line and put this in. Osman out to play that with 4:25 left in the first. Again, we're tied at 1.
Feels like it's just a bit of a neutral zone game right now for both teams. And if you're Kansas City, with his defense, with as good as your defense was last year, you want to play that type of game. You have the offense to go win a game 5-6-1, but you really want to play it 1-1, 2-1 if you're the Mavs.
So a face-off here to the right and blocker side of Arundel. Nolan Burke will take the draw for Wichita. TJ Lloyd out there on the right boards. Joe Carroll trying to block that opportunity as it came to the blue line. That went wide into the corner. Wichita's Jay Dickman working in front of the Thunder bench, had his pocket stripped. And then Kansas City almost got caught with too many men on the ice. But they have possession. There's an outlet pass. Andreev scampers into the zone. Leaves it for Borchardt. Loose puck down below. Nice play by Somerville as he was able to strip that away down near the goal line. And now a battle down in the left wing corner. Good outlet pass. Joe Carroll from Dickman will get to center and tries to play that down the far wall. That actually hit the linesman near the blue line and prevented an icing call. But Kansas City's got the puck back. And out to center ice. Here's Litke with an intercept. Gets it to his defensive partner. That puck is knocked out of the air by Soretsky at the Kansas City blue line. So icing waved off. Noel to center. Left side for Kansas City. This is played around the Wichita net. Dell came out and stopped that. He is able to work that to the far corner for Dominic Dockery. And we'll go 3-on-3 up the far wall through center. Litke, chip and chase. Able to get that to Bushler. Jeremy trying to get that into the slot. Joe Carroll, backhand feed. Actually, that was Boucher. And then Dillon had a pass come across the front of the net.
Hand pass.
It was off the ice, forcing Dillon to use that right hand and knock the puck down. And then he, unfortunately, was not the first person to touch it as Ryan Finnegan had a stick on it.
Yeah, so that's going to be a hand pass there, and the faceoff will come back out of the Thunder zone when we reconvene things after the final media timeout. You know, Kansas City lost 5 high-end players, and all of them were on the offensive end for the Mavericks last year. You know, and Bruce Ramsey bringing back his core that we talked about in the pregame show. You wonder if there's a little bit of a feeling out process here with Tato Hat and his club. You know, not if you look down this lineup, there are not very many players on this roster who were here last year. Andreev, Borchardt, David Cotton, Schoenberg, and McLaughlin, Nepke, and Knoll, and that's really it for Kansas City. So there's a lot of new players here. It looks like it's going to take a little bit of time for them to feel it out, but it looks like they're doing pretty well here so far tonight. Both sides are, as a matter of fact.
So the Kansas City goal, Luke Lohheit from Borchardt. As it stands right now, we'll double check that just to be safe, but it's a 1-1 hockey game. Wichita scored early in the first at a power play from Peter Bates, 51 seconds in, to open up the season. Kansas City wins a face-off in their own zone. Out to center ice up the left wall. Getting to it first there on the near boards is McCallum. Tries to walk off the wall, pinned up against the glass. There by Dominic Dockery, a centering feed after Andrea was able to get to that puck here on the near wall. And that tipped off a stick and it went out of play. So with 2:41 to go in the first, we have another face-off in the Thunder defensive zone. Shots are 10-4 right here at this point in time. And we do want to say thank you to a brand new Thunder partner, Prochaska, Howell, and Prochaska. And they're our brand new Saves promotion sponsor. They will donate a portion of every save made to a charity this season. As TJ Lloyd has it for the Thunder to center ice, navigating that to Dylan Boucher. It's down below the Kansas City net. 2-on-2 battle down below the goal line. Now becomes a 2-on-3 situation as Ryan Finnegan had his pocket pick. That was Damian Giroux down to our right. The Coachella Valley product. It's Nico Somerville. Has to hurry, trying to get back to a loose puck in his own zone. Went behind the Thunder goal line. That was intercepted on a centering pass there by Bates. Peter Bates has been all over the place here in this first period, Matt. He's done such a nice job playing that 200-foot game that we've been so accustomed to seeing from him.
Yes, and it is a nice sight to see number 12 back in a Thunder uniform here this year.
You know, I was talking with him at one of the team dinners, and somebody had asked him, what was your experience like overseas? And he only played 5 games in Slovakia. He didn't even go over there, I think it was 3 weeks after he got the call from the coach. And then he was waiting on his paycheck, and he said, you know what, I had my fill of Europe, and I have no interest in going back. I want to come back and play for head coach Bruce Ramsey.
Wow. That is one of those experiences that you definitely don't hear about. You hear about how it's, shorter game weeks and things like that, and it's, tax-free and everything. That's just the dark side of it, apparently.
Off the ensuing faceoff, puck is inside the Wichita defensive zone to our left. Andreev, one-on-one battle with Bates. Spins away from him. Bates able to shoulder him off into the boards and knocked him down. The puck went right through the middle of the ice. A loose puck here to the near side. And that opportunity from Borchardt went right across the front of the net. Now a steal at the Thunder blue line. Here's Walker up the left side. It's a 3-on-2. A trailer in the play. Inside, near circle. Oh! One-timer, that just missed. Bates found Stenell at the edge of the right circle, and he had that go off the heel of his blade, and the Thunder could not capitalize. Oh, my goodness.
Write that one down, partner. That one might have just rolled off of the end of Stenell's stick. He could have easily made this 2-1.
You don't see number 22 miss shots like that very often.
No.
What a great pass that was. Bates to Stenell. And now you're seeing why those two were put together on a unit as the Mavericks trying to challenge with 39 seconds to go in the period. Jeremy Bushler will take it away as he tries to navigate through the neutral zone. Steps over the offensive blue line. Had his pocket picked at the last second. Wichita gets the puck back, however. Here's Burke into the zone. Far circle. That tip from Joe Carroll just went wide. Dickman trying to paddle it in front. Another opportunity. And that was tipped away, and it comes out to the neutral zone. 15 seconds to go in the first. Wichita's had some more pressure here over the last couple of minutes. As Osman got bailed out. Should be a 2-1 hockey game, but it went off the end of the blade of Stenell and missed the near post as we have the end of the period with the horn sounding, and we go into the intermission, Matt, in a 1-1 game.
Yeah, if you're the Thunder, you like that first probably 5 or so minutes of that first period. Kansas City took over, and I thought, kind of carried the play for the next 10 minutes, and then it was kind of even here in the last 5 minutes of the period with the Thunder getting the better of the chances down the stretch, including that puck that just rolled off of Stenell's stick and missed the net wide right. We'll see if the Thunder are able to keep this momentum going into the second period.
Well, we'll take a timeout. Matt and I will come back and kind of get you caught up on some interesting news that happened around the ECHL earlier today. A new franchise coming back into the league in Greensboro, North Carolina. We'll talk about that and more on our intermission report, presented by Toyota. 1-1 after 20 minutes.
This is Wichita Thunder Hockey.
When a player goes down and injury strikes, you bet the physical therapists and athletic trainers from Select Physical Therapy spring into action. As the official physical therapy provider to the Wichita Thunder, helping athletes recover from aches, pains, and injury is all in a day's work. You're in good hands with Select Physical Therapy at any of our 8 locations around Wichita. Whether you're getting back to an activity you love or looking for ways to make life less painful, the power of physical therapy can help. Visit selectphysicaltherapy.com to find a location near you.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Everyone knows Stanley Steamer leaves your home cleaner, but did you know we leave it healthier too? We do. It's been scientifically tested and proven. Other cleaning companies make all kinds of claims, but only Stanley Steamer can say this. We remove spots, dirt, and allergens from carpet, tile, grout, hardwood, even furniture. Call 1-800-STEAMER or go to StanleySteamer.com to find specials in your area.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Sharky's Island Bites is Wichita's tropical escape where vibrant island flavors come to life. Their lively eatery offers a delectable menu inspired by Pacific flavors and complemented by a fun, laid-back atmosphere. Join them for a taste of paradise and an unforgettable dining experience at 21 and Taylor in front of the Warren. Check out their Fan Saves coupons for a free Dole Whip dessert with any purchase.
United Healthcare knows when it comes to your health, everything matters. Every checkup, sit-up, and spit-up. Every back tweak and knee creak. Having clarity and choice. Having a voice. Helping keep costs small. And feeling supported through it all. Everything matters. And that's why United Healthcare is committed to providing simple, accessible care from someone you know will be there. United Healthcare. There for what matters. Learn more at uhc.com.
Slim Chickens, proud supporter of Wichita Thunder Hockey, is best known for buttermilk marinated hand-breaded chicken tenders, always made fresh and served with your choice of house dipping sauces using only the freshest ingredients, all served in a family atmosphere where people can relax and feel at home. Download the Slim Chickens app today. It's the easiest way to order, plus you can rack up some delicious rewards. Slim Chickens, fresh, delicious chicken.
With record-breaking enrollment, great new facilities, and top-notch activities, Kansas Wesleyan University is the place to be. Whether you want to study nursing, elementary education, criminal justice, or social work, our academic programs will open doors for your future, all while you participate in activities like music, theater, or athletics. Learn more about why KWU is the place to be by visiting kwu.edu. That's kwu.edu. Whether you are building or renovating, find the choices and control you need with You Build It. You can save thousands of dollars building your dream home, remodeling your kitchen or bath, making your home more accessible as you age, or creating a new garage, barn, or workshop. You Build It has been helping homeowners save money for over 30 years. Using the You Build It system, you can choose your budget, who designs your renovations, and how involved you want to be in the process. Call or text now, 316-260-2044.
Walk-On Sports Bistro, proud supporter of Wichita Thunder Hockey, is located at 29th Street North and Mays Road in New Market Square, and they bring the taste of Louisiana and that game day atmosphere to each and every guest. Walk-On's Wichita, proud supporter of Wichita Thunder Hockey, features a fun, energetic atmosphere with a scratch-made Louisiana-inspired cuisine, 44 beers on tap, and 90 TVs. Walk-On's All-American team serves up a game day experience in a fun, family-friendly atmosphere that ensures every guest is a winner. With 44 beers on tap, a great wine menu, and an extensive liquor selection, everyone can find their favorite drink to pair with their go-to appetizer and meal at Walk-On's. Walk-On's is a proud supporter of our local community and hosts fundraiser nights for schools, community organizations, and more. Schedule a fundraiser night with Walk-On's today.
This is Wichita Thunder Hockey.
And welcome back here. It is the Toyota Intermission Report. Wichita and Kansas City tied after one period of play. A Peter Bates goal at 51 seconds, getting the Thunder on the board. And then it was for Kansas City, it was Luke Lohheit getting his first goal of the season with help from Cade Borchardt there with about 7 minutes to go in the period to level things out. Shots after one, Kansas City 10, Wichita 3, and there will be no carryover penalties into the second period. We talked about a new franchise coming on board here next year. Not only are we having a new franchise debut tonight in the Bloomington Bison, but we will have a franchise next year in Greensboro, North Carolina, which they call Tournament Town because that is where the ACC conference tournament is held every March. And that is what, Duke and Carolina and all those big blue chip schools there in that division or in that conference play in there. So Greensboro will be awarded the 30th ECHL franchise, and it'll be Greensboro's third crack at the ECHL. They were originally part of the league, I believe, in the league's early days, and then they were also had a second crack at it. So good to see the Greensboro area get another franchise. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
If you were trying to throw it to me, I got a text about adding some photos to the Flickr account. Which
you're good.
I thought we did, but look, there's a ton of history.
There is.
With Greensboro in the ECHL, and Joel was giving me a hard time earlier today because I made a comment about Greensboro and Greenville. Sometimes people get those two mixed up because of the names being so similar, and I said, wasn't it it was the Greenville Growl, not the Greensboro Growl, and he's like, don't you know the history of the league? And I was like, oh, my goodness, thanks, Joel. I appreciate that. So I know that Ryan Creelan's excited that, they want to get to that model of being even with the NHL and the American Hockey League, which, at some point I think they're going to accomplish that. Hopefully here in the next 2-3 years they'll be able to get to that point. And it seems like most of the franchises anyways in the ECHL are in good positions with their management, their ownership, revenue has been up in this league over the last couple of years since COVID. So it's been good to see. And you mentioned, the two new teams that are coming into the league this year. I know there's a ton of excitement out in Tahoe. We play them in Tahoe last weekend of the season, so I'm interested to see what that city is like. Hopefully we don't get stuck in a snowstorm trying to make it from Reno to Tahoe, but I hear that that area is beautiful. I've never been out to Tahoe.
Yeah, that should be a fun trip for you. And then as we talked about, Bloomington coming on board here starting tonight with former Thunder killer Eddie Matsushima being the team's first captain. So congratulations to him. Being the first captain in Bloomington Bison history there in Central Illinois. Good to see an old Central Hockey League city come back into the fold. If you remember the Bloomington Prairie Thunder, who I thought had one of the slickest logos in minor league hockey. They were in the CHL once upon a time before their move up to the ECHL. Actually, I believe, I think they went up to the ECHL. I'm not entirely sure on that, but so it's good to see Bloomington come back into the league, and that is ran by the ownership group of the Indy Fuel, and the new Greensboro group will be ran by Zawyer Sports, who we talked about this, and we've talked about. I think one of the biggest storylines from the offseason in the ECHL, writ large, is probably the departure of Joe Ernst from the league office to a senior leadership position inside Zawyer Sports. That's going to be a big loss, I think, for the ECHL. Looks like they've they've done quite well. But Joe brings how do I say this? He brings he brings a lot of intelligence about the lay of the land to that position, and will make Zoyer a much better group going forward. So congratulations to Joe for making the move there to Zoyer, and now he can have a normal bedtime on Friday and Saturday nights. He doesn't have to be up till midnight, 1 or 2 in the morning, and schedule can balance out for him a little bit better. So
you got to imagine he's still going to be up at all types of hours having to handle the hockey ops for so many teams.
Probably, yes.
I wouldn't imagine that it's going to change all that much, but maybe I'm wrong.
Probably, I don't know. We'll have to talk to Joe here at some point.
Yeah, I mean, Joe is – I know him personally from working with him and with you, but it was pretty emotional at league meetings because that was really his last time as a part of the ECHL front office, and he was best friends with everybody in that front office, from Ryan Creelan to Joe Babick and so on. And so congrats to him, but also congrats to Dan Petrino, who now steps into that role. And Dan has been awesome to work with.
Yes,
he's a first-class guy. Whenever I had questions about the rosters or approved contracts, he got back to me right away. So love working with Dan, and I'm sure he's really excited to be in that role. Yeah,
absolutely. There are great people that Commissioner Creelan has surrounded himself with, and you talked about all the teams now having being in good positions financially coming out of COVID. I said it at the time in one of the platforms I was running or working for, that you couldn't have asked for a better person to be in that leadership spot during that time than Ryan Creelan. And he definitely is leading the way and making sure that this is still affordable entertainment for everybody across the league, that you're not only diversifying your fan base, but you're also developing players, you're also developing staff to move up, and he's making it a true developmental league, not only on the ice but in the front offices as well, because you see people going from Kaylee Schmidt goes from Rapid City to San Jose to the Barracuda in a communications position. She was with the communications position with the Rush last year. Now she's in the same position up in the American Hockey League. So that doesn't happen if you don't have development all the way up and down your organization, and that's something that I know Ryan Creelan preaches.
So as we look ahead, I know one of the things that they're going to want to do is balance out the divisions with the additions of some of these franchises, and with the addition of Tahoe, it really helps out the western side, because you had teams like Utah and Idaho and Rapid City were somewhat out of an island. I mean, Idaho is
anymore
the furthest west, and like you said, it took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, they're not anymore. You can now have have that 4 out there: Rapid, Idaho, Utah, and now Tahoe. I still think you probably need one more here in the central part of that division in Oklahoma City. It feels like too big of a market to miss. And if you're an old Central Hockey League fan, you know why. You want that rivalry back with Oklahoma City, and you want it with Tulsa, and you want it with Allen if it ever comes back. As an old dyed-in-the-wool CHL guy, I want the triangle of death back. The Kansas City, Oklahoma City, and Tulsa, Wichita, Oklahoma City, and Tulsa. But we'll see if that ever happens. But we're going to get to that point where we have 32 teams, and it's going to be a good thing for the league. I wonder if we're not going to head for, instead of like true north, south, east, and west divisions, if we don't have a little bit more cross-pollination of, the South Division comes down to I don't know, Charleston where the Stingrays play, and then that be its own division, and then you have, I don't know. That's above my pay grade. We'll talk about that later, but yeah, it's exciting. Like, it's exciting. This is, yeah.
I want to get back to a point you just made real quick before we get to the scoreboard and the score sheet.
Sure.
You had mentioned Oak City, and I brought that up to Joel as he and I were heading to a meeting last week, and he said there is a window possibly in the next 4 to 5 years. However, they need a building to play in because the Oak City Thunder will not let them have a hockey team because they want to be the main tenant and take all the dates not only for themselves but their G League team down there. So they are building a brand new facility for the Oak City Thunder. There could be a possibility that building stays open and they can bring hockey back. Will it be the ECHL? Time will tell.
Yeah, it has to be, right? Like, I think they're building it at the fairgrounds in Oklahoma City.
Is that where it is?
I think so.
I did not read that, but I know that they were.
I know that they're building a building at the fairgrounds, and if not there, then maybe another team in the Dallas area with Fort Worth. You bring back the old Fort Worth Fire. I don't know, but there were some dynamic CHL markets.
Yeah,
like But we could talk for hours about the old CHL, and that is not going to be good for business. So why don't we get to the scoreboard and talk about what's going on across the Premier AA Hockey League on this Friday night, the opening night of the 24-25 campaign. Reading and Trois-Rivières are knotted up at 2 after 1. Knotted up at 3, that's after 2. Knotted up at 3 after 2, Orlando and Greenville. Norfolk with a 1-0 lead on Adirondack early in the third. Wheeling up 2-1 on Maine after 2. Savannah up 3-0 on the Indy Fuel with about 5 minutes to go in the second. Iowa up on Fort Wayne through 2-1. And games still to come tonight. The old Utah-Idaho game where they will play each other 47 times during the regular season. That game will get underway here at 8:05. So just about 7 minutes time tonight. And let's check what's going on elsewhere around the world of sports on this Friday evening in Major League Baseball. It was the Mets staving off elimination. They double up the LA Dodgers 12-6, and the Yankees are up on the Guardians 3-1 in the middle of the third. In college football tonight, we have Duke up on Florida State 17-6. Number 2, Oregon up on Purdue 14-0 early in the second. And in the NHL tonight, the Carolina Hurricanes up on the Pittsburgh Penguins 3-1. Jets, say it, Matt. Jets up on the Sharks 4-1 after 20 minutes.
Quick peek at the Toyota scoring summary. Bates from Bushler and Carroll on the power play at 51 seconds. Thunder had a 1-0 lead. Luke Lohheit from Borchardt. 12:36 time of the goal, even strength goal. That tied the game at a goal apiece. The shots were 10-3 in favor of Kansas City, and our good buddy Rob Paneer was looking at the scoring map, and he told me that 8 of the 10 shots Kansas City had were within 6 to 7 feet of the nets.
Wow.
According to our shot spotters, the off-ice officials. So
that's a good pull by Rob.
Yeah, Wichita's got to clean that up a little bit here in the second. Thunder 1 for 1 on the power play presented by Sonic Drive-In. Kansas City hasn't had a power play yet. The only penalty to Max Andrea for tripping at 44 seconds. Aaron Dell 9-10, 1 goal against. And Victor Osman, 3 shots on net. He made 2 saves and a goal against. And that's a look at the scoring summary.
Thunder offense has to get going here in this second period. 3 shots is, if you're playing golf, 3 shots is good, but this isn't golf. So you need a little bit more on the offensive board here for Wichita than what you had in that first period. You have to test Victor Osman.
Are you hoping to go hit the links?
I am horrible at golf. I'm good at drinking,
and walking. That's about all I'm good at.
I'm not even sure how to respond to that.
I'll go watch you play golf, but I will not do anything golf. I'll watch it even on TV.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
There you go. There you go.
Here we go to begin the second period. Thunder in the white uniforms. Of course, a brand new looking Thunder jersey this year with black on the shoulders, black names and numbers, black pants and helmets. Last 3 seasons for Wichita, they wore blue uniforms and all whites. So Thunder felt like they needed a little bit of a change. I don't know if you are a big fan of these or not, but back to the black. Rapid City comes in a couple of weeks, and you're going to really enjoy what their black uniforms look like, by the way.
Is it black on black?
No.
Okay.
I really like how their new uniforms look.
Okay.
You saw Blippy is coming during that weekend as Wichita's unable to win the faceoff, and a turnover near the side of the net by Soretsky, and the Mavericks score. My mistake, Kuzmetsky, and that was 9 seconds into the second period, and it's a 2-1 Mavericks lead.
It's going to be Cam Morrison's goal.
Unassisted. And Shane, unfortunately, heads over to the bench. That was tough. He was trying to walk out from behind the net. The forecheck came on the near side post, and Aaron Dell was not ready for it.
No.
So Cam Morrison, 9 seconds into the period. The puck was dumped around the boards. And Wichita, unfortunately, gives up an early goal here, Matt, and that's not how you want to start a period.
Early adversity here in the period for the Thunder, and Kansas City right back in their offensive zone. Let's see how the Thunder react to this.
Berezowski dumps it around the Thunder net, played to the far wall. That's where Finnegan was trying to back out of the zone. Lost possession to David Cotton, and it's played down to our right here for Jeremy Bushler. Not even a minute into the period. Finnegan, that went off the linesman's skate. Bad bounce there for Wichita, and you can see Ryan was upset, but unfortunately that's just part of the game, and this puck goes down in behind the Thunder net now for Pascal LeBerge. Slides it to the line. Left wing side, a shot. That was a glove save made by Dell. A nice sharp seeing eye shot right there as Nate Konepke from inside the blue line. Back the other way they come again as they regroup through center. LeBerge, a shot goes off the blocker of Aaron Dell. Lifted out of the air by Wichita's Dominic Dockery. Possession here to Kansas City. Working in behind the net. LeBerge far circle, a chance, and that one-timer went off the blocker again as Luke Lohheit had a man open in the slot. Kobe Walker here from the far wall. Backhands it all the way across the ice. Mikkel Stenell trying to get to a loose puck. Here's a steal. Bates near circle. He had a chance. Fell down to the ice as he had the defender right in his feet. As that was Charlie Wright who kind of altered that shot a little bit. 18-11 to go in the second period. 2-1 Kansas City, Matt. And the Thunder just one shot so far here in the frame. And now it becomes a 2-on-1 near circle. And that was McCollum trying to play it through some feet. A steal here by Stenell. Tries to jam it up the boards. Slid back to the other wall and dumped in behind Dell. Aaron Dell slides it to the right wing corner. TJ Lloyd, nice play to get that out up the boards. A steal. Sharp angle shot right in on goal. And McCollum trying to go upper corner to the blocker side. Another chance on net after Dell made the initial save. But McCollum picked up a loose puck and beats Aaron Dell to make it 3-1 Mavericks.
That's lazy play in the defensive zone. There were 3 or 4 soft passes right onto the tape of a Kansas City Maverick player. Lazy play in the defensive zone for Wichita.
You can't fault Aaron Dell. Had to make 2-3 saves right there, and unfortunately couldn't hold on to that second rebound.
No, you can't fault Aaron Dell on either one of the goals here in this period. That is just shoddy, deep defensive play by the Wichita Thunder.
So Kansas City's now got 2 quick goals here in the first 3 minutes of the period. A heavy hit as Wichita's Joe Carroll slow to get to his feet. And I'm not sure what happened there, Matt. I was dealing with something with an off-ice official, but Joe Carroll took a heavy hit on the boards.
Looks like he got ran into and then shoved down to the ice. And he's going back with New Thunder trainer Sarah Weck. We'll see if he comes back. That would be a big loss for Wichita. Carroll already has an assist in the game and is a point-of-game player here in the ECHL, so we'll see what happens.
I'll have to take a look at the replay. Again, I missed the hit on the boards.
Yeah, it looked like his head was shoved down into the ice as the Mavericks player was coming down on top of him.
So a face-off to the blocker side to right of Dell. Mavericks win the draw. Flipped into the right wing corner. Paddled up the boards. That goes back down below the goal line in the right wing corner as Dickman got slashed. Penalty coming up here on Kansas City. Nolan Burke tries to slip it up the far wall. This is stolen in behind the Kansas City net and the whistle comes. But Jane Dickman is slashed on the hand and he gets more wood on his wrist than I think any player I've seen in a Thunder uniform.
Yeah. And they're going to call it a high stick.
So Wichita goes to the power play for the second time in this game. And the Mavericks are arguing, and I think it's Berezowski. No, that's Borchardt, who's talking with the referee.
So the Thunder with a chance here to get something going offensively.
So it's a 2-minute high stick. Borchardt didn't agree with the call there, Matt.
No.
Dickman will take the face-off to the blocker side and left of Osman. Litke, Bushler, Stenell, Bates, and Dickman as Bushler has it off the draw over to Aiden Litke. Tries to wrap it around the boards. They paddle it up to Stenell at the far half wall. Into the right wing corner. Dickman back over to Stenell. Far wall, trying to walk to the front of the net. Dickman. Bates got knocked down near the front of the cage. Bushler keeps the puck in at the right point. Sends it over to Aiden Litke. He'll fire a wrist shot. Shoulder save is made here by the netminder Osman. Bushler at the line. Moves to the middle. Sends it towards the net. That missed off the blocker side post. Aiden Litke trying to retrieve it. And it's out to the neutral zone. Wichita quickly trying to re-enter. Dickman here at the left boards, outside near the penalty boxes. Fires it back down below the goal line. Peter Bates able to get to a loose puck. Stenell had it in his feet. Forced down the wall by Andreev right side to the right faceoff dot. Dickman in the far side corner. Two-man game there with Stenell. McKell trying to walk off the wall. Fires it shoulder side. Up that glove side on Osman, who made the save and jumps on top of the rebound.
Nice puck movement there by that top power play unit. They'll stay out as Kansas City refreshes their penalty killers. I see Sarah Litke back, or not Sarah Litke, sorry, Sarah Weck back on the bench. I don't know if I see Joe Carroll. We'll keep an eye on that.
16:10 to go, second period. 3-1 Kansas City. Scored at 9 seconds from Cam Morrison. 2:22 Landon McCallum. Mavericks win the faceoff. And they'll send it the length of the ice back to our right. Peter Bates trying to get to a loose puck. Bushler will take possession right wing side. He'll skate through center. Strides up the far wall. This is dumped by Dickman around the boards. Bushler on the near side. Nate Konepke has a lane, and he clears all the way back down. So the second power play unit will come out here for the Thunder. Aiden Litke controlling on the left wing wall. Able to dip that over to Nolan Burke, and then Litke lost possession. Here's a turnover. Striding up into the zone is Morrison all the way in. Breakaway chance, and he got to the top of the slot. And a leg pad save made by Dell, and then Dell had to make another save as Cam Morrison tried to walk out from behind the nets. Tough turnover there as Litke was on his backhand side, trying to decide where he wanted to go with the puck there, man. He got caught in between, and he turns it over.
Yeah, that's just a rookie mistake there. Getting caught in between. A little bit of indecision, and Cam Morrison capitalized on that and had two really good chances on Aaron Dell.
Off the face-off, it's Wichita's Nolan Neen with possession. Stops at the side of the net. He'll skate up the middle of the ice. Zips it over to Jake Wallen. Wallen trying to step around McLaughlin. Puck goes into the corner. Borchardt, who's out of the penalty box. So Wichita's 1 for 2 on the man advantage. There's Ryan Finnegan in a battle on the far side wall. Gets the puck back at the red line from Neen. And he'll fire it back to our left as he took it away from Schoenbart. And now a good forecheck here as Boucher takes it away. Gets it over to Finnegan, and Ryan tried to switch that to his backhand, and it was just off the heel of a stick. And now the other way comes Kansas City. Here's Borchardt, right side. Tries to fire it through the slot. Intercepted here by Finnegan. And Ryan was trying to maneuver that over here to Kosmetsky, who was just a step behind. And now Finnegan up to center, left wing side. He'll gain the Kansas City blue line. He got lucky. He wasn't called for a trip right there, and that's going to go back to our right, and that will turn into an icing call against Wichita.
Yeah, he was real lucky there on that one. Is it going to be is it an icing on Kansas City or Wichita? Because the faceoff is in the Thunder zone to the left of Osman.
Here's a chance at the blue line. Somerville missed the net just to the near post. Comes out to center. Kansas City with possession. Luke Lohheit trying to get that over there to Giroux. Puck hit the far dasher and went all the way to the blue line. Then referee got in the way. That is now on the stick of Giroux in the left wing corner. Play back here to the near side. Gets it to the side of the net. A little miscommunication there with Lloyd and Aiden Litke. Tip back into the corner again. Kansas City showing some pressure here on this shift. They keep the puck inside the offensive zone. Good forecheck. Played down in behind the goal line by McLaughlin. TJ Lloyd gets some help from Somerville and knocked his man down in behind the net. And now Lloyd will start the breakout. TJ will work to center, right wing side, gains the line, tries to fire it through the slot. That puck is cleared out to the neutral zone to our right. Pascal Laberge able to get that deep in the Thunder zone, but now it's Wichita's Mikkel Stedell. Bates right side. He'll gain the line. Tries to get out to Dominic Dockery. Near circle, and he just missed the far post as he fired a wrist shot. And now it's Kobe Walker with it behind the net. Kobe Walker trying to get that to Bates, who was in a little too much traffic. And now Bates just inside the Kansas City line. Nice play as he spins away from one forecheck. Out to Dockery. He'll hammer it. Rebound there. Ooh. And it was just missed there by Walker. Osman went into the butterfly, made the leg pad save, and he left that right to Wichita's Kobe Walker, but he could not get that through the wickets there, Matt.
That was a juicy rebound there by Victor Osman.
And now Kansas City will get this into the Thunder zone and try and get some changes made. Dominic Dockery lost possession on the near wall, gets it back. Aiden Litke inside the Thunder blue line left side. And now it's Nolan Burke in a one-on-one situation, waits for some help, curls back on the wall, plays an indirect pass. Now Litke trying to fire that across the slot. Kobe Walker still out there on this shift. He has possession on the far wall. Had it taken away for a second. It came out to Nolan Neen. Tries to jam it back down the boards. Nolan Burke got tripped up along the far goal line, and a penalty coming up to Andreev. And he's arguing again with the official. He'll head to the penalty box.
Thunder's third power play of the evening coming up.
It's actually McPherson, not Andrea. My mistake.
Oh, you're good. You got to think at some point this is going to even out. So for Wichita, this is a big power play to at least get something on the board and continue to generate offense. The Thunder have kind of carried the play here a little bit since allowing that third goal by Kansas City. Granted, they've had a couple of power plays, but they've also had some opportunities in the O-zone at even strength as well. So let's see what the power play can do here for Wichita. 4 of their 10 shots so far tonight have been on the power play. And I don't think, partner, you've called Joe Carroll's name since he's left the ice. So it does not appear he is available at the moment.
So it'll be.
You can't see him on the bench.
Honestly, they all look the same. So from where I'm at, my vision's not that good. So I've not seen him jump over the boards.
Okay.
And seen his nameplate on the ice. So it'll be Burke along with Dickman, Bates, Stenell, and Bushler on the blue line for the power play.
Blocker side faceoff to Victor Osman. And now it's Marcus Crawford with the puck, and he'll send it all the way down the length of the ice. Aaron Dell will leave that for Bushler. Jeremy will quarterback this power play as he has over the first two, and he tried to send that over to the far wall. That was played nicely by Kansas City on the entry, and Wichita's going to have to regroup again. There's a long outlet pass up the left wing for Dickman, and then Jay had it intercepted there by Andreev. Andreev's pass across the slot, taken away by Bates. Peter is able to leave a drop pass as he steps away there from Borchardt. Unfortunately, Wichita Stenell trying to do it himself, and Kansas City will intercept and clear again to the red line. 1:10 remaining on the power play.
Yeah, no shots here for Wichita on this man advantage. This feels like a big man advantage here for the Thunder.
Here is Nolan Burke into the zone, left side of the faceoff dot, down below the goal line. Dickman kicks that to his stick, gets it over to Stenell, back to Dickman below the goal line. That was just out of his reach. Jay able to tip that with his backhand. Burke gets that over to Bushler. Nolan Burke, who is on the ice right here for Joe Carroll. This is where Carroll would normally be on the power play so far here in game number one. Mikkel Stenell had to be careful, almost turned it over, being hounded there on the forecheck by Cade Borchardt. Borchardt then takes it right off his stick at the far faceoff dot inside the Thunder end. Nolan Need will curl around the net, trying to work away from the forecheck. Kansas City has been really good on their forecheck here in this game.
Yeah, especially in this period.
It's out to Aiden Lichtke. Across, here's Kosmetsky with a lane, and Shane tried to fire that shot, but he might have taken an extra second too long, and it got tipped up into the glass and out of play.
Yeah, not exactly the cleanest Thunder power play you've ever seen in this third opportunity for Wichita.
3-1 Mavericks. 10 minutes, 4 seconds to go in the second. 9 seconds on this power play. Wichita will have to be careful with McPherson coming out of the penalty box. Thunder win the draw. Boucher at the line. Kosmetsky back over to Dillon. He'll fire a wrist shot that goes wide. Nolan Need will pick it up off the far wall. Down below the goal line for Jake Wallen. Pass to the back door. Finnegan right off the edge of his stick. Another chance on the back door, this time on that far post from Wichita's Dylan Boucher, and Osman got over and made the save.
And no shots for the Thunder on that power play, so here we are at the midway point of the hockey game, and Wichita is down 3-1, just a shade past the midway point. And again, those two goals earlier in the period are nothing more than defensive breakdowns by the Thunder. Not really a lot Aaron Dell can do on either side of that, on either one of those goals. So if you're the Thunder, you want to regroup, get back after it here, and continue to sustain some pressure on Victor Osman here in this period, and maybe get one and hold Kansas City off the board here the rest of the way.
Victor Osman is in his first full season as a pro, coming out of the University of Maine, where he, in 21 games last season, went 13-6-1, Matt, with a 280 goals against and an .892 save percentage. In 33 games in 22-23, better numbers in terms of his goals against and save percentage, 221 and a 918 with 5 shutouts.
And it looks like we're going to get a goaltender change. It's going to be Jack LaFontaine in net for, or no, sorry, it is Victor Osman. Sorry, I thought I saw, I don't know why I thought that. Anyway.
It's game one.
I saw one instead of 33. Anyway, it's game one.
So Osman, a face-off to his glove side. Wichita is now 1 for 3 on the power play. Off the draw, this goes back in behind the net. David Noel in a battle. Stolen by Jake Wallen, paddled up the boards. Bouncing puck is kept in the zone, but it was poked off the stick there of Wichita's Nolan Need. And now the other way through center ice here is Berezowski. Berezowski right side tried to fire that into the right wing circle. It was over the stick of his teammate. Now it's out to the blue line near side. The shot was blocked there from Neen as he stepped in front of Damian Giroux's chance. Getting to a loose puck first circle. A shot on Aaron Dell was slipped away to the circle. And now the Thunder with an opportunity off a 3-on-2. But Kansas City was able to get back defensively. That was Kuzmetsky up the left wing. Tried to fire that across the front of the net. That went just underneath the stick of Ryan Finnegan. And now Kansas City is going to be called for an icing, and that was a close one. Morrison looked like he was going to get to the puck first, but unfortunately the whistle did blow from the linesman.
Yeah, it's all the race to the top of the circles, and by that point, Nico Somerville had won it. So icing on Kansas City, and that will come back into the Thunder zone.
Sometimes the hybrid icing, I think, confuses not only us, but, the guys on the ice. If you take a better angle to the puck, you're going to get the call.
Right.
Here's a face-off win, and that was Aiden Lifke right off the draw for the right circle. A wrist shot, upper glove, but Osman able to snag that out of the air.
I think of the four of that rookie threesome for Wichita, he's been the one who stood out all night. I think he's played a really solid game, had several huge hits, and had a good chance there on Victor Osman.
I think the only mistake that he made was that turnover that led to the shorthanded breakaway, but he's been a pretty good presence in the offensive zone as Soretsky wins another faceoff. Turnover there by Litke, was trying to slide that across, and now it's going to be a penalty against Wichita. TJ Lloyd knocking a stick out of the hands of, I believe that was Schoenbart.
No, Cam Morrison.
My mistake. And so Wichita, their first penalty, it'll be TJ Lloyd. 2 minutes for holding the stick. And the Mavericks get their first crack at a power play. And a brand new looking power play. Now they have Andreev and Borchardt, but Crawford and the Bears are not bad replacements or some of the firepower they had last year.
No, and we talked about this in the pregame show. Marcus Crawford is going to get you 50 to 60 points on the blue line. So, he was excellent quarterback.
He was their all-star representative a couple of years ago, went overseas last season. Wichita was able to win the faceoff, and that was Parker Soretsky again. And he's able to fire it all the way back down. He's been so good on the faceoff dot here tonight that he was called upon to win a faceoff, and then he went right to the bench to make a line change. Here's LeBears through center, right wing side, able to get that to Borchardt, shoulder to shoulder there with Jeremy Bushler. Bushler stole it, slid it into the far circle for Dickman, who played it out to center. Now Bates in a one-on-one chance, short-handed. Peter trying to get around the defender, and he had his stick tied up at the last second, and the puck rolled in onto Osman. And now the Mavericks will work it back the other way. Over the Thunder blue line, and a good stick check there by Boucher, and that's up into the mesh and out of play.
They're going to give Peter Bates a shot on that. where the goaltender had to go in to make that save. Yeah.
I was looking at you like, wait a second.
Yeah, they did.
Are you being serious?
Yeah. There was 13 shots before, and now it's up to 14. So
okay, then.
Soretsky coming back in, and Wallen will head out. Soretsky's going to go in on the faceoff here. As you've mentioned tonight, partner, he's been really good at the dot. Except for that one. But we're going to redo it. We're going to re-rack it here.
Damian Giroux a little bit early.
Yeah.
Now that puck might have left the zone if it was allowed to continue. McPherson was a little bit late getting over there, but we'll see if they keep these two in the faceoff dot. This is to the near circle and glove side of Dell. That time he lost the draw. Noel has it on the near boards, backpedaling to the wall, slides it out to McPherson at the blue line, back over to Noel, quick pass into the slot, tipped into the corner. That was Berezowski who just missed that one. There's another chance from the top of the left wing circle that went high and wide. That time it was Damian Giroux. Out to McPherson, top of the left circle as he gives that across, and a great play there by Soretsky. It was a loose rebound off a leg pad save made by Dell. And now Parker has the puck in behind the net, and he's able to clear that all the way back down.
Great individual effort there by Parker Soretsky to get that all the way back down the ice, win the battle, and get off. Get a new set of killers out there for Wichita.
David Cotton, near side Noel. David Noel's pass faded back into the neutral zone, so they'll have to re-enter with 20 on the power play. David Noel will get that up to center ice. Berezowski again inside the blue line, and another bad pass that forces Kansas City to regroup. Berezowski left side. He'll re-enter across the ice near side. That play right in front of the net, a quick shot on goal to redirect, and Aaron Dell with a tough save right there and covers it up.
Now, one of the better chances that Kansas City has had on this power play here so far. It's only generated 2 shots, and we're about 1 second away from TJ Lloyd coming back out. Check the clock here as the off-ice officials are indicating that something is wrong with the clock. So TJ Lloyd will have 3 seconds left on his penalty, and then,
like you said, still have not seen Joe Carroll.
No.
After taking that hard hit. Wonder if he went into protocol, Matt. It looked like he was kind of shaking his head a little bit. Yeah, I know how safe athletic trainers are trying to make sure that these guys don't hurt themselves by going back on the ice if he feels like there's a head injury or not.
Yeah.
6:45 to go here in the second. Kansas City 3, Wichita 1. Still having clock issues. So we have a little bit of a delay right now. Wichita Thunder Hockey presented by Ollie's Bargain Outlet. Forget to...
Well, I was going to say, we were talking about that hit over here on the wall, and the only person who went over was Jay Dickman. So if there was a larger outcry, like if the players thought that the hit was dirty, there would have been a greater response to that. So I don't think that there was any malice on that hit for Joe Carroll.
So the power play's over with. Wichita could not clear that out of the zone. Dominic Dockery had an opportunity, but he tried to feather a pass that was kept in on a nice play by Charlie Wright. Wichita's got it back behind their own net now. It's 6:20 to go in the second period. Dockery in the right wing corner. Long outlet pass looking for Soretsky. Konecki briefly took it away, but then he turned it over Bates' right wing side. He blew a tire in the right wing circle, and now the Mavericks get the puck back. Kansas City will stride through center ice. Into the zone here is Pascal LeBerge. Kobe Walker lost his glove for a second. Had to vacate the play, and now it's to Stenell from Kosmetsky. Mikkel into the play. Tried to get that over to Walker. Back in front of the net. That was Burke. And he got knocked down right in front of the crease, and a penalty coming up as Nolan has it down below the goal line. But that's touched up by Kansas City. It'll be a hooking call against the Mavericks.
Some penalties are good to take. Some are bad to take. That was a good penalty to take if you're Kansas City. Nolan Burke had his man beat. And it's going to be Max Andreev who goes again for his second trip into the sin bin tonight. That's a good penalty if you're him, because Andreev was beat by Burke around the net.
That was a really nice passing play.
It was.
As the outlet pass was made to Stenell. He drives up the left side, makes a move to the middle of the ice, and the puck kind of bounced on him a little bit.
Right.
I don't know if you noticed that or not,
yeah,
through the slot.
Yeah, it did. Good job by him to steady that puck and then get it over for at least a chance at a play near the net.
And if Burke was able to get his stick down on the ice,
it's probably 3-2.
Might have had a chance to score that, like you said. So it's our Little Busters penalty. You got busted at Little Busters. 788-1299 is the phone number. They got terrific food. That's the place to go to watch NHL hockey, and they even have all the road games on of Thunder hockey. So make sure you head over to Little Busters. Also a jump start power play that will start with Nolan Burke taking the face-off to the blocker side of Osman. And Burke able to win the draw. Bushler keeps it in the zone. He's fronted at the blue line by Giroux. Here's a shot for the far circle. Puck is still free. Stenell able to get to it at the far hash mark, and he took a wrist shot that was knocked down and cleared all the way back down the ice. Pretty good scoring opportunity there for the Thunder. Unfortunately, with Osman down and out, they could not capitalize. Peter Bates trying to get through center. That was knocked away, and now a potential odd man break. Short-handed. Here's Borchardt into the play, and he winds up and fires a shot off the shoulder of Wichita's Aaron Dell. Quickly the other way, here's Burke into the zone left side. Knocked down here at the near circle by Konecki. Sent around the net. Dickman got there first. Stenell tries to play it to the line. Long reach there from Bushler, and he kept it in the zone but lost possession. And now the Thunder will have to regroup again.
Yeah, that was a great effort there by Bushler to keep it in. Unfortunately, just fell down and puck ended up oozing out.
You know, after the first initial face-off on the first 3 power plays, Wichita struggled to get back in.
Yes.
Here's Kobe Walker with it. Gets through the slot. Near circle there for Litke, and he fired it off the blocker of Osman. Kicked into the corner. Here's Wichita's Kobe Walker. One-on-one battle. Dickman got there. Far circle again. Knocked down there by Litke. Almost a hand pass. Kansas City finds it, and it's caromed off the glass and all the way back down.
Yeah, just the 2 initial shots on the power play for Wichita here.
Kansas City's been picking up their pressure on the puck as Litke will come through the neutral zone. Able to slam that down below the goal line. He'll have it in the left wing corner. Out to Neen, 12 of the power play, 3:52 in the second. Nolan will fire it. Rebound there after Osman made the glove save. Comes out to the line. And unfortunately, Kosmetsky cannot hold that inside the blue line. He'll have to hurry to get back defensively. And a nice hit there by Nolan Neen. Nolan has it back in his own zone at the Bethel College logo. 3:30 to go in the second, Matt. 3-1 Kansas City with the lead.
3 shots on the power play for Wichita. 7 of their 17 shots have come on the man advantage tonight.
So Wichita's 1 for 4 on the power play. This puck is cleared to center. Finnegan a little bit late getting there near the Kansas City blue line on the penalty box side. Marcus Crawford will slow things down. Rink-wide pass to LeBerge. Back over there to Schoenbart trying to maneuver through defenders, and Wichita did a good job of swallowing them up. Here's Soretsky behind the net. Up to the far side here for Finnegan. Ryan tried to make an indirect pass and didn't have a good enough angle on it. Turns into a chance for the Bears. Right side into the zone. Takes a wrister. Long rebound goes off the right leg pad of Arundel. Nico Somerville will slow it down to our right behind the net here, Matt, with 2:40 to go in the second period. 3-1 Mavericks with the lead. Wichita trying to get some changes made up front. Out there for the Thunder is Bates, Stenell, and Kobe Walker. Walker at the center circle. Trying to make a curling move near the line. It was tipped away by Cam Morrison. And now Borchardt and Morrison in a battle. Somerville back in his own zone across the faceoff dots. Out to center ice for Walker. 2 minutes and 8 seconds, second period. Thunder down by a pair of goals. Kansas City scored 2 quick goals to begin this second period. Walker to Stenell, backdoor feed. Here's a chance for Dockery, and he got hooked. Gets the puck back, wraparound chance. It goes in from below the goal line, and Dockery scores to make it a 3-2 hockey game. Dominic Dockery drew a penalty, stayed with the play. I'm not sure if that went off a Maverick defender at the far post map, but the Thunder are able to get this back to a 1-goal game.
We're going to get a good look here. Yes, it did. Looks like it went in off of Konecki, off of his thigh, and into the net. It's Doc's first goal of the year. Great stick-to-itiveness on the play there by Dominic Dockery, and it's back to a 1-goal game.
Dominic Dockery, who was named the PHPA Best Defensive Defenseman over the summer. Certainly not known for his offensive prowess, but That was a great play and a great look by Wichita's Mikkel Stenell to make that pass, but Thunder have some work to do to try and get this game equaled. As here's a steal and a turnover. Nolan Burke with a chance for the edge of the near circle. That just went wide. Wichita picking up the pressure in the offensive zone, but unfortunately that pass from Dickman is tipped out to the neutral area, and then Bushler a turnover. Berezowski up ahead. Here's Giroux trying to get around him. It's played to the far side circle. A save made off that opportunity there, as that was Giroux got around the defender and fired it off the left leg pad of Arundel. Now David Cotton steps off the wall, taken away by Dickman, and Jay will just fire it off the glass back to center with a minute to go, Matt, in the period.
Good response here by Kansas City. They threw 3 guys up at the line to force that turnover to send the play back the other way, and it's been back in their end ever since.
And Arundel had to make a tough leg pad save. And now here's a nice seam pass that comes into the corner. McPherson was challenged. Puck goes down below the goal line. He'll get the puck back. It's out to the Bears. One-timer looking there for a tip in front of the net. That's lifted out to center. Here's Finnegan trying to get this alley-oop pass. He's taken off the puck and tries to stay with it, as it was a 50-50 play in the corner. Thunder fans wanted a penalty, but I think that's a good no call.
I think so too. It looked like he might have been horse-collared, but no call there. Good no call.
As that goes all the way back down the ice, and now the referee has his hand in the air. I think he's trying to make sure Kansas City doesn't make a change because they were just called for icing.
Right, yeah.
To me, they're both going for the puck in the corner.
Right, that's a good battle.
I didn't feel like McPherson did anything to warrant a penalty, in my opinion.
No. I mean, there's a size difference there between McPherson and the player he's battling. Like, you got to let that go.
10 seconds to go in the period. Face off to the blocker side and left. Burke will take the draw. Bates is at the blue line with Kismetsky on the left wing here for this face-off. And Giroux keeps trying to drop. Actually, that's Nolan Sullivan trying to drop to a knee. It's won by Kansas City. Noel dumps it around the far wall. Puck comes out in front of the Wichita bench area. And now it's Burke at the horn trying to fire it from near the bench, and it goes off the blocker of Osman. And we'll get to the end of the period here. The horn sounds. Thunder gave up 2 quick goals early in the second period. They fight back to make it a 1-goal hockey game heading into period number 3.
Overall, I thought that there was, the not good defensive play for the first 5 or so minutes of that period. But I thought the answer back from Wichita was really good in that period. Put up 15 shots on net to, but still allowed the 2 goals, and now you're down 1 going to the third, needing to win that period to pick up your first 2 of the year.
We'll take a timeout, come back and join us after this as we head to the Toyota intermission. Wichita is down 3-2 after 40 minutes of play at Intrust Bank Arena on opening night of the ECHL season.
This is Wichita Thunder Hockey.
United Healthcare knows when it comes to your health, everything matters. From a common cold to an uncommon mole. That's why United Healthcare is dedicated to providing simple, accessible coverage with the resources and support that matter to you. Because your health is the one thing that matters more than anything. United Healthcare. There for what matters. Learn more at uhc.com.
Ollie's deals are so good, you won't believe the prices.
Can this price be real?
This has to be a joke. It's no joke. This store is amazing. You have to see it for yourself. Ollie's Bargain Outlet sells famous brand name merchandise at up to 70% off the fancy store prices. Bargains on housewares, toys, bed and bath, books, food, gifts, and so much more. Hurry in to get the deals now, because when they're gone, they're gone.
Ollie! Good stuff, cheap!
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who miss the fairway all day and still pull out the big stick, the type of guys who will always prefer to be behind the grill than in front of the camera, and the men who never let their friends forget about a high school nickname. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus our fabulous scenic views, there's more to watch at Twin Peaks.
Introducing IHOP's new Pancake of the Month, a new specialty pancake flavor every month. And here's the list of all the new flavors. I can't say. They're supposed to be a surprise. Okay, what do I do for the rest of this ad? Can I at least tell them what it is this month? Great! Come in this month for the Cinnamon Apple Pecan Pancake, topped with dulce de leche sauce. You'll have to come in to see the rest for yourself. New Pancake of the Month. Loyalty members earn bonus pan coins when they try them all. Only at IHOP, for a limited time at participating locations.
BC Construction and Remodeling is your place to go for quality work at a good price. A company you can trust for all of your home remodeling and construction needs. No job is too big or small. Siding, flooring, windows and doors, and insulation to name a few. They've been proudly serving Hutchinson and the surrounding areas since 2015. Give Blade Cantor of BC Construction and Remodeling a call at 620-899-5136. That's 620-899-5136. Or check them out on Facebook.
This is Wichita Thunder Hockey.
Hi, this is Blake Davis with Davis Liquor Outlet.
And this is Brian Davis with another great special on Tito's 1.75 liters, only $31.99.
Plus, grab Coors Light 24-pack 16-ounce, just $26.99.
Davis Liquor Outlet.
Each store independently owned and operated. Neighborhood locations with superstore pricing. Hi, this is Blake Davis with Davis Liquor Outlet. My grandfather John started his first store in the Riverside area almost 50 years ago, and now I'm proud to carry on the legacy as a third-generation retailer. Davis Liquor is Wichita proud, and our team is here to help you. From weddings to holidays and those springtime cookouts, we're here to help you celebrate. Make sure to download our app, browse our inventory, and look at our prices. Sign up for monthly emails online and download our coupon. Or use it to find your convenient Davis Liquor Outlet neighborhood location with superstore prices. Each store independently owned and operated.
Hi, this is Brian Davis with Davis Liquor Outlet.
And this is Blake Davis with savings on Jack Daniel's Black 1.75 liters, just $43.99.
And the new kid in town, Michelob Golden Light 24-pack, only $25.99.
Davis Liquor Outlet.
Each store independently owned and operated.
Neighborhood locations with superstore pricing.
This is Wichita Thunder Hockey.
Yeah, welcome back here. We are through 40 minutes of play here at Intrust Bank Arena on opening night, and Kansas City has a 3-2 lead. Let's tell you about it. Cam Morrison scored his first goal of the year 9 seconds in. That came unassisted on a play where it looked like, I think it was Nolan Neen, who was trying to come out from around the net, and he just got his pocket picked by Morrison, and he put it by Arundel to give Kansas City a 2-1 lead. And then poor defensive play in the Thunder defensive zone led to McCallum scoring his first goal of the year. Landon McCallum getting that goal with help from David Noel. And then Kansas City had a 3-1 lead at that point, and then the Thunder answered back with Dominic Dockery's first of the year with help from Mikhail Stenell and Kobe Walker at 18:08, and that is where we're at now. 3 for Kansas City, 2 for Wichita. Shots in the period, 17 for the Mavericks, 15 for Wichita, in what was really a back-and-forth period. Wichita had the advantage in the power play department, 3 such power plays for the Thunder in that second period. 7 of the 18 shots for Wichita tonight have come off of the power play. The Thunder will need more shots on net in the third period at even strength to get back into this contest. For Wichita, several players with 1 point on the night. Dominic Dockery and Peter Bates with goals. Kobe Walker, Joe Carroll, who is not in the game right now, have assists, as does Jeremy Buchler for the Thunder. On Kansas City's side of the house, Lohite, Morrison, and McCallum with goals, and David Noel and Cade Borchardt with the assists for Kansas City. Victor Osman has stopped 16 of 18, and Arundel has stopped 24 of 27 so far for Wichita through 40 minutes. The loss of Joe Carroll in this Thunder lineup right now is huge, because now you have players kind of playing out of position. You're now double shifting. You're double shifting Kobe Walker on that line. Sometimes you're getting Jake Wallen up there. You're seeing a little bit more of Aiden Litke up here. So if he cannot go tomorrow night, then I would suspect that you'll see maybe Carter Jones check into the lineup for his first action of the season for Wichita. So right now, hopefully Joe Carroll is okay. That is the top of mind issue there. And then second of all, if you're Bruce Ramsey, how do you fill that hole for the rest of the game and then look ahead to tomorrow night?
Yeah, that's tough. You got your lineup set. You're excited for opening night, and then unfortunately a tough fall where, look, I did not see the play, so I don't really have much of a comment on exactly what happened. I know you mentioned what you thought over at the blue line, but, they're going to just have to power through it. The one good part for this season is, you do have an extra forward on your bench this year as opposed to years past, which Kansas City, for some reason, I don't know why they did not take advantage of that. I know Daniel Amesbury is suspended for, I believe, the first 5 games of the season, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and then you're also there for Kansas City. Andrew Coxhead is out. Casey Carew is also out up front for them, and then on the blue line you had Josh Thrower and Jay Powell also out. So, yeah, it's if you roll 11-6 for Kansas City, 12-6 for Wichita, just because you can dress 20 now in the ECHL doesn't mean you have to every time. So maybe this is just an experiment that Tato wanted to have here tonight. We'll see if he does the same lineup again tomorrow night when these two teams play up in Independence.
So as we go through the first 40 minutes, what are your impressions so far? I know it's early. It's hard to really say after just 2 periods of play, but do you feel like you're seeing a difference defensively? I know one area that you and I talked about that this team really struggled at last year, which Coach wants to shore up, is the amount of shots they're giving up, and Thunder have already given up 27 so far tonight.
Yeah, so I feel like the good player, the players who, the core players, Stenell, Dickman, Bates, Wallen, Boucher, those core players that he brought back have been good. But I feel like that the Thunder offensive lineup, the forward lines are top heavy. You can't, spread out that wealth a little bit more. I would if I were Bruce Ramsey, but I'm really impressed with Aiden Litke so far tonight. We've called his name probably 5 or 6 times at least in this contest for the Thunder. The defense needs to be shored up a little bit. I thought that they, as a collective unit, the 5, in the early part of that second period just played lazy, sloppy hockey. They went to sleep. And so, the answer back from that has been pretty good for Wichita, but you cannot rely on your power play to drive your offense. And Kansas City has done a really good job of limiting the Thunder's sustained offensive pressure outside of the power plays. And even in the power plays as well, Kansas City has done a good job of shutting that down to just win the Thunder win a faceoff. So, I feel like the Thunder have some areas to work on here going forward. Unfortunately, you get right back into it tomorrow night playing this same team in their home opener when they're raising a banner or 2. So, that's a tough, tall task tomorrow night.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of, overall the impressions after 40 minutes, there's a lot of growing that this team has to do.
Well, it's always hard in this league, in my opinion. You get a week, maybe 10 days of training camp to try and get that cohesion together, which, this team, with as many returners as they had, I'm sure you can't use that as an excuse, but there are 10 rookies in this lineup. I was going to ask you one more question before we go to the score sheet and the out-of-town scoreboard. Your impressions of Kansas City through the first 40 minutes.
Well, I mean, there's certainly they lost 5 of their big forwards to Europe this past season, or during the off season, I don't think they're missing a beat right now. As we've talked about through the course of the game, the Mavericks' pressure on the Thunder in every phase of the game, offense, defense, and in the neutral zone, has been getting better through the course of the game. They were started out a little slow, but I think that's natural on opening night. I feel like Kansas City is kind of picking up right where they left off. Like there's not not very many holes in that Kansas City roster here this year, and they're going to be a thorn in the side for everybody in the league this year. That matchup between Kansas City and Idaho is going to be must-watch hockey every time they play.
Yeah, I mean, they might not have the top-end talent that they had last year, and a guy like Patrick Curry, but they're still very, very talented.
I feel like they're more well-rounded.
Yeah,
they're more well-rounded this year. Like you take Patrick Curry away, and you take his points, and you bring in a Marcus Crawford. Like again, as we've talked about, a 50, 60-point guy on your blue line. He's the ECHL Andrew Martins. If you're the Thunder looking for a comparison, he's that, and with a little bit more grit and sandpaper in his game. So, I mean, they just feel a little bit more well-rounded. Now, let's have this conversation again when it's not opening night, and this is not the first time I've looked at them. We probably need to have this in January and February when we're talking about this in a little bit greater context. But I feel like you want to play your best. You want to play the best competition you can on opening night, and you're going up against the league runner-ups in Kansas City, the defending Western Conference champions. That's a really good test, and I feel like the Thunder, as we've talked about, still have some room to grow. 10 rookies in the lineup, 6 AHL contracts. They've got to have room to improve.
Would you rather open on the road or at home?
Ooh.
For a season opener?
Well, you're going to have that pressure either way, right? Like I'd rather come out and play loose on the road opening night. All of the pressure's on the home team. Like you've not played hockey in 4 months. You've not played in front of a crowd in 4 months. That pressure to go out and win that first game and bring the crowd back for games later on in the year, that's immense. So I would rather personally open up on the road as opposed to home, have that home opener maybe a week or two later.
Gotcha. All right. Well,
What about you?
What about where would I?
Yeah, where would you do it?
You know what? I might be in the same boat as you, only because I think it's better as a group to grow and gel when you're on the road. I know that might sound cliche, but I think I would rather open up a game on the road, get a road game under your belt, and then come back home.
See, my perfect scenario would be having a 3 or 4 game road trip to open the season. And you have that team bonding in the 3 or 4, like you go to Rapid City for 3 or 4 days, or 3 or 4 games. You open up there, you come home, then you settle in, and I think in my mind, you would be a much more cohesive group when you came home as opposed to when you were on the road, as opposed to when you left for.
Yeah, I think the core of this team knows the pressure that is upon them.
Yes.
To start this season. And look, even though there might be situations during this game, especially early in the second period, where the defense was a little bit loose. It's a 1-goal game heading into the third period. I think Coach would like to have that all day long.
Right. Yeah, and we've talked about this. And if you were going to pick an MVP of the game, through 40 minutes, I think the MVP of this game is Aaron Dell for Wichita. He's been an absolute. You cannot pin any of those 3 goals on him here tonight. So he's bailed the Thunder out when they've needed to have a stop and play. When they've needed to freeze the puck, he's he's done that with a timely save, and it's on this forward and defensive group to go win the game for him here on opening night.
Real quickly, we'll take a look at the scoring in the second period presented by Toyota. It was Cam Morrison, his first of the year at 9 seconds unassisted. 2:22 time of the McCallum goal from Noel. And then Dominic Dockery at 18 minutes and 8 seconds from Stenell and Walker. Wichita, 15 shots in the second period. The Mavericks had 17. Thunder being outshot 27-18 so far in the game. Thunder are 1 for 4 in the power play. Kansas City 0 for 1 on the man advantage. And I guess sometimes that's how, it looks in terms of penalties. But got to imagine Kansas City could get the next call. I could be wrong. We'll have to wait and see.
You feel like, we talked about this in the second period. It's going to even out at some point. So for the Thunder, you have to play clean hockey because you can't be chasing the game on the scoreboard and killing penalties. That's just not winning hockey. So, for the Thunder, you just have to win one period to get your first 2 points of the season. Let's see if they can do that. Let's see if this offensive firepower can get the game tied here for Wichita, and then see if they can pull ahead.
And the one area, if they're going to be pressing to try and get that tying goal, that you're going to have guys stepping up to the play. Odd man opportunities always seem to happen.
Yes.
And hopefully the Thunder can limit those down the stretch.
Yeah, and Kansas City's been very good at having odd man chances here tonight. So it's incumbent on the Thunder to limit those chances here. Play smart hockey, keep somebody back in case the play goes awry and you have an odd man situation here for Kansas City.
So it looks like we have a little issue with the nets to our left where the Thunder defend in the third period. The Thunder, of course, in these brand new white uniforms with black shoulders, black on the arms, a little bit of a gray and silver trim. Kansas City in their black uniforms with the big orange stripe in the middle of the jersey, white names and numbers, black helmets, black pants. Thunder with black helmets, black pants, and black gloves this year as opposed to the blue.
I don't know if we're going to get into this at any point tonight, but I do want to. There is an interesting tie back to the Thunder with regard to the Kansas City organization. The coach of the Coachella Valley Firebirds is none other than Derek Laxdal.
That's a funny conversation, in fact. I know you and I were meeting with Joel T. Lamerno earlier last week as the season was about to kick off, and we talked to him about that. And
yeah.
Joel said, hey, I might just give Derek a call and ask him to do a favor. Now, will that happen? I don't know. I know he was kidding, of course, but Derek Laxdal was head coach of the Wichita Thunder back when I started in 2004, and then he went to ECHL Idaho.
Won a pair of Kelly Cups, back-to-back.
Spent some time in the NHL with the Dallas Stars, and then found his way to the OHL, but now back behind the bench of a professional league team as Wichita is able to win the face-off. Here's a chance for Ryan Finnegan, and he just missed. Believe he might have hit the post.
Might have hit the post.
Ryan Finnegan found the puck off an errant pass up the near wall and almost tied this game early here in the third period. I have to take another look at that, Matt, as I thought it made it glanced just wide of the net, and fans were like, ooh and eyeing, like that might have did hit the bar.
You saw the official kind of wave it off, and that was the indication to me that he might have touched some iron.
Puck out to the neutral zone. Wichita looking to make some changes here as we're early in the third. Down by a goal, 3-2 Kansas City. Thunder moving left to right as we watch. Bates back in his own end. Scampers through center. To the far side, Walker scanning far wall. Steps away from a check as he's up the boards. Then he's able to get away from Giroux briefly. Trying to make a move to his backhand. Still with it on the end boards. Mikhail Stenell got that kicked off the edge of his left foot, and he couldn't keep possession there. And now Bates near the penalty boxes to center. Stenell getting some help as he works into the circle. He had Bushler to his left. He tried to fire a shot, and that goes out of play.
I couldn't help but think just now, how big is that chance that Stenell had roll off of his stick And it actually, as we looked at it at the end of the first, in the first intermission, did hit the net and carry him off to the right. How big is that chance? It could have made it 2-1 here for Wichita after one, and now could be tied. It's a big no goal.
You know, we looked at that play a couple of times. I felt like maybe the pass was just a step to his right. He tried to lunge at it and maybe swept a little bit more than he wanted to, and that's why the puck went wide of the right post.
Yep.
Actually got better wood on it than I initially thought.
He did better than I thought as well. And Sullivan's going to get kicked out of the faceoff dot here.
Dickman off the draw, into the right corner, fires that towards the slot. Looked like Litke got a piece of that in on goal. And a save made. That is going to be covered there by the netminder, Osman.
So Aiden Litke is now up on that line with Jay Dickman and Nolan Burke. And I actually kind of like this threesome for Wichita. A couple of playmaking forwards and Nolan Burke, who's been pretty solid in the faceoff dot tonight.
Only one right-handed player on the ice, and that's Jeremy Bushler, who does a nice job of stepping into the play as he read that, has it in behind the net, tries to feed that across the slot. It tipped off the stick of Litke, and it made its way to center ice. Knocked down at the center circle with it is Wright. And Charlie Wright got punched up against the glass. Dumped back down in behind the net, comes up the left wing boards, and Wichita's Nolan Burke does a nice job of forcing that to center. Berezowski. And then getting pinned off the puck was Luke Lohheit. Lohheit's got one of the goals here for the Mavericks with 18 minutes and 3 seconds to go in this third period. Thunder getting a change after dumping this into the Maverick zone. McCowell leaves a drop pass up to center. That's Noel with a long wrist shot. They slammed it off the right leg pad of Arundel. TJ Lloyd able to slip that up the boards. And Wichita had to be careful there. That was almost a turnover, but Stenell was able to paddle out to center. 17:36, third period. Thunder down 3-2. Kansas City's David Noel to center, left wing side. That was just out of the reach there of the defender, and now I believe the Thunder are going to get a power play here as it looked like Somerville got clipped in the face with a high stick. So I am incorrect, my friend. The Thunder get the next power play.
And it'll be McCallum going to the box.
Landon McCallum is not happy.
No. Have any of the Mavericks been happy when they've gone to the box?
I guess nobody's happy when they get sent to the sin bin, eh? I wasn't happy, but, you know, I guess you never feel like you do anything wrong.
No.
So a power play for Wichita, their fifth of the game. Thunder 1 for 4 here as head coach Bruce Ramsey having a conversation with referee Kyle Gaspari. No, my mistake. That's Austin O'Rourke over at the bench. Maybe he felt like that should have been a double minor as Bruce Ramsey was talking with O'Rourke over there for about 20, 30 seconds.
I didn't see any. I didn't see any blood, but not to say that there wasn't.
Burke fell down off the draw. The puck is lifted around the boards. Nobody there for Wichita. Of course, the Thunder going with one defenseman and 4 forwards on this shift. Jeremy Bushler is quarterbacking the power play. Will leave a drop pass to Bates. Able to get through one wave. Somehow it was knocked away there from Borchardt. And then it got flipped up into the glass. Actually, it went out of play, and they're going to say it was tipped into the stands. And there's a souvenir for a fan on that far side of the ice about 8 rows deep.
Yep. Huge power play here for Wichita. You know, we've said this several times tonight.
Struggled on the faceoff dot to begin power plays. Let's see if Burke can win one. And that went just past Mikkel Stenell, and then Stenell almost was able to keep that in the zone. Berezowski falling down was able to tip that out to center, and then Bates unfortunately lost his footing and fell at the Thunder blue line. It was stolen. This is Nate Konepke for Kansas City. Out to Berezowski. He'll flip it up the glass and down in behind Arundel. 16:35 to go in the third. That was unfortunately Peter a couple of times here in this game, Matt. He's lost an edge.
Yeah.
And fallen to the ice. Here's Dickman entering near side, leaves it for Stidell. Across, Burke looking for a lane. That got tipped there by, I believe that was Schoenbart, maybe? No, it was Cam Morrison who got a stick on it and went up and out of play.
Thunder have really struggled on their entries into the zone. You can see Kansas City forcing everything to the wall, and then the Thunder have no other option but to wrap it around or go cross ice. And when they go cross ice, Kansas City's there to tip the pass, and we're going the other way.
Blocker side faceoff here of the netminder Osman, and Wichita unable to hold the blue line again. 49 seconds remaining on it. Wichita's Shane Kosmetsky being hounded in behind the net. Leaves a drop pass to Nolan Neen. Over to Aiden Litke coming up 2-on-2 up the far side. That's going to be an offside as Kobe Walker was about a foot over the blue line. And so with 16 minutes and 1 second to go in this third period, another face-off here. You and I over the last several years have talked about, I know the Thunder power play has been so good, but face-offs have been a struggle to start power plays.
Yes. You can't chase the power play 20. You can't waste 20 seconds on a power play chasing it by losing a face-off.
Nolan Neen is funneled to the boards by David Cotton, and that's going to be lifted up into the air and an offside called on Wichita once again. 15:48, third period. Kansas City 3-2 lead. 24 seconds left on the McCallum high-sticking miter. Off the draw, battle for the puck. Litke, Walker was taken away by Morrison. Fed to the far boards. Nolan Neen tried to step up. It's left to Morrison into the zone left wing circle, and he had the puck redirect off the stick of Shane Kosmetsky, who somehow, that could have been called a penalty. It looked like he threw his stick to me over at the puck to block it.
Yeah, I thought it looked that way to me as well.
And now Kobe Walker coming up through center. Had to be careful because of the player coming out of the box, and he got knocked to the ice near the middle of the Kansas City zone. Here's a steal. Wichita's got possession. A drop pass, far side, falling down. There was Aiden Litke, and then he got hit up in the face with a cross check. Not sure the referee saw that. Aiden is heading over to the bench in frustration, and he looks like he's injured as well as that gets played through center as Kansas City now lost it in the right wing corner. Wichita unable to corral it at the blue line. Pascal Leberge took that away from Walker. Battle on the near wall. It's a 3-on-2. Wichita outnumbering Kansas City. Leberge back here on the near boards. That's Lohheit spinning away from a check. Pinned up against the glass. Good battle there. That was Soretsky able to clear, but he was unable to get that over to Jake Wallen near the center circle. And now Luke Lohheit again trying to step around a Thunder defenseman. Somerville thought he had a man going back in behind the net. It's turned over as he and Lloyd were not on the same page. A shot from the line after Noel caught that at the left wing point. And Aaron Dell had to make a tough leg pad save. Wichita's a little bit discombobulated right now.
Yeah.
A pass from Kobe Walker was unfortunately out of the reach of his teammate. Now Kansas City back in the offensive zone. Right face-off dot. And Giroux had that tipped off a stick. Back the other way it goes as it caromed all the way into the Kansas City end. Declan Smith won the race. He tried to spin down the boards, and that went off of Jake McLaughlin's skate. 13:40 to go in the third. It's a 3-2 Kansas City lead. 5-on-5 hockey here. As Dominic Dockery will spin up the ice. Skates through center, gets to the red line. Tries to play that in behind the net and went off the stick of Victor Osman. Popped up in the air and went out of play.
Yeah, you're right. You used the word discombobulated here just a couple minutes ago, and the Thunder just looked kind of disheveled here. Have a hard time getting a breakout going, sustaining anything through center, and then just have not been able to get into the defensive zone. Credit to Kansas City's defense here so far. for limiting the Thunder to just 2 shots in the period. One shot in the period here through the first 6 minutes and 34 seconds of the stanza.
Congratulations, everyone in section 110. Get this point courtesy of Taylor Remodeling.
Let's give you the players are coming back on the ice. When we get to the next media timeout at under 10 minutes, we'll give you a check of around the ECHL.
Again, our next broadcast tomorrow night, Wichita heads to Kansas City, first road game of the season. And that will start at 6:05, and I'm sure it will be a delayed face-off with the home opener for the Mavericks. Wichita won a face-off because Metzke fell down and he tripped up a defender. Back the other way, Andrea, but 2-on-0 up the ice, and that puck just went wide of the nets. And Wichita got bailed out.
Is it going to be a penalty shot?
Yep, it will be a penalty shot as Shane Kosmetsky took the feet out from underneath. Well, I thought it was going to be a penalty shot.
I thought he indicated back toward the dot.
I did too. I thought that was going to be a penalty shot. He started pointing at the center circle. And now he's telling Shane to head to the locker room as he makes his way to the bench. Did he say something? Now I'm all kinds of... Okay.
No, it's going to be a penalty shot.
It is a penalty shot. All right.
Yep.
You and I were like, why is he going to the penalty box?
Why is he going back to the locker room? It's game one.
Right? Yeah.
It's game one.
And that was Cade Borchardt who got his feet pulled out from underneath him. He'll move from our right to left. First penalty shot of the season in game one. Borchardt on his forehand, moves to his left circle, stick handling, tried to go upper glove, and he beats Dell and scores. And starts taunting the crowd over there, the Quick Trip logo. And it's a 4-1 Maverick lead. That's a goal scorer's goal, and I know, man, a nice stick handling move. He got Dell down, was able to beat him over the glove. And unfortunately, the Thunder, it's back to a 2-goal disadvantage.
Yeah, and not much you can do about that. Just got to keep chipping away at it here for Wichita.
You know, oddly enough, the Thunder only gave up 1 penalty shot all season last year. Caught in a turnover, another chance, Berezowski. And he missed the net. He skied that up over the crossbar. Went out to the line, and that hard shot just missed wide. Wichita back the other way to center. And Aiden Licky just got blasted on the boards from Giroux. Turns into a 3-on-2. Berezowski to the far blue line as he mishandled the puck coming across the slot. Left it to Crawford. Came into the corner. Out to McLaughlin. Dumps it down the boards. 12:40 to go, third period. Wichita is able to get the puck back. It's Dominic Dockery. Far side, Burke could not clear that up the wall. Now Dockery in a battle with Berezowski. Nice play there by Dominic as he stripped it from in behind the net. And then Dickman will just lift it up the glass. Creating a turnover here is Nolan Burke. Right wing boards. Burke lost his footing on the wall. Fans wanted a trip. Dickman in behind, tries to center one. Burke had a chance and he got slashed. It's out to TJ Lloyd. And he tried to put that on a redirect through the slot. That seeing eye shot went into the corner. Wichita keeps possession. The Mavericks do a good job on the boards, and now it's Pascal LeBerge with it for Kansas City here, Matt, with under 12 to go in the third. There's a loose puck to Peter Bates in front of the penalty boxes on the near side. Came free to Noel. That slap pass went hard off the far dasher board, and that will result in a icing against the Kansas City Mavericks, and LeBerge has his hands up in the air trying to find out why it's icing. It was clear as day. I don't know what Luke Lowhite, actually not LeBerge, Luke Lowhite's looking around at the referees. You didn't touch the puck. It was just near the You Build It logo. Oh my goodness. I guess it's easier for you and I to make those comments than
it is.
Here's Stenell off the face-off, and that was blocked. He tried to toe drag that into his feet, and the stick of Borchardt poked it out to center. Here's Kobe Walker near the red line. Jams it into the zone. Osman out to play it. Down below the goal line Walker in a 1-on-2 situation as he's outnumbered. TJ Lloyd, good pinch there by Stinnell, forces that puck to the far wall, and LeBaron is just forced to curl back to give it to his defensive partners. And then Justin McPherson stick snapped on him. He got lucky that he had some help, but was able to get to the bench to get a new twig. Wichita will get to a loose puck in their own zone. They'll start the breakout to center. Here's Dylan Boucher. Is stolen on the near wall. Somerville back at center ice. D-to-D looking for Boucher again. And that goes up and out of play. Just over the 103.7 KEYN dasher board inside the Kansas City defensive zone with 10:49 to go third period.
Feels like Kansas City's kind of been in control of this entire period. Their defense has kind of shut Wichita down here to the point, again, where they only have the one shot now with about 10 minutes to go in the period, and it looks like the faceoff is going to go from the center ice dot over to the dot by the Kansas City bench. Thunder just not able to generate anything offensively here in this final period.
10:41 to go third period, 4-2 Mavericks. Wichita cut the lead to a goal in the second. However, a penalty shot goal from Cade Borchardt is first of the season after he got tripped up at the red line there by Shane Kosmetsky. Kosmetsky, as he went over to the Thunder bench after you and I completely misunderstood what was going on in that situation, slammed the door. He was so upset with the official for calling that a penalty shot.
Well, but that's honestly, what does he want him to call? Like, that's.
I mean, he would have been gone on a breakaway.
Yeah, that's a clear definition of a penalty shot.
100%. 10:22 third period. Again, a 2-goal advantage for Kansas City. Mavericks have it off the faceoff. Konecny intercepted. Stinnell almost ran into Declan Smith. Steps around a defender. Curls here to the right wing. Back towards the goal line again as he got away from. That was Schoenbart. And now, after that shot went wide into the left wing corner, it's Charlie Wright starting a breakout for the Mavericks. A lot of one and done here for Wichita. Thunder able to get to a loose puck off a dump in. And now it's Parker Soretsky to center ice. Can't connect with Aiden Litke. Kansas City gets it back of their own blue line. Good pinch there as Morrison had it taken off of his stick. Bushler trying to foul up. That was Andreev who got to a loose puck in the left corner. Now it's on the other side of the ice. Spinning shot there at the top of the circle from Morrison was blocked. Kept alive, out to the line. Crawford through a screen. Puck is loose, and that goes just wide. Marcus Crawford sent that to the net. And Wichita got lucky because that looked like they were outnumbered down on that far post. And now it's Dominic Dockery finally able to get a whistle here as he sends it off the scoreboard and out of play.
Come back into the Thunder defensive zone here. See if they take the 70-second timeout here, and they do. So we'll take a media timeout here at the under 10 mark of the third and final period. Let's check some scores from out of town here on this Friday night. Reading picks up win number 1 of the year. They defeat Trois-Rivières 3-2. Orlando wins in overtime 5-4. Adirondack comes back to defeat Norfolk 2-1 in the scope. Wheeling, who looks really good on paper anyway, 4-1 winners over Maine tonight. Savannah, a 4-1 win over Indy. Fort Wayne has come back from 2-1 down to make it lead 5-4 late in the third. And Idaho up 4-0 on Utah. Former Thunder forward Connor McEachern with a goal in that contest. He also has an assist. Pair of points there for Connor on the night as the Steelheads lead the Utah Grizzlies 4-rip in the middle of the second period. So that is a look at what's going on across the ECHL on this Friday night.
Well, good for him. I know he was really excited to, get his season going again after last year suffering that injury early against Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I know Wichita's head coach Bruce Ramsey liked what he saw from him in the limited action, especially with him on the faceoff dot. So
yeah, he's going to be a big addition to that Steelhead lineup, which is already loaded.
Wichita's Aiden Litke back in his own zone. Cross ice feed. Here's Dickman, enters near side. He's got a man open to the back door, and that was knocked away before Burke could get there. Kept in nicely by Somerville. He'll fire a long wrist shot from the blue line. Kicked away by Osman. Battle for the puck in behind the net. Jake McLaughlin sends it up the wall. That was Berezowski. Wichita's Jay Dickman doing a good job defensively. And now Jay will look up ice after Kansas City was about to make a line change. There's to weave his way up the right wing boards. Dumps it into the right wing corner. Took a weird bounce off the dasher board. Aiden Litke can't find it. Now Luke Lohheit, after falling down, was able to make a nifty little play as he got back to his feet and fed it across to keep the play alive for the Mavericks as they re-enter the Thunder offensive or defensive zone. There's David Noel behind the back pass, and that comes out to center ice.
Well, while you get a drink of water here, Kansas City goes back into the zone. It'll be Neen and Sullivan on the wall. That passes into the back of the behind the Kansas City net.
Played here on the right wing boards. Kobe Walker across for Stenell. Puck has taken an extra bounce. This ice is pretty choppy right now. And that was Stenell looking back toward a base, but it just jumped over his stick at the last second. There's Bushler at the line. A quick one-timer. And the rising shot is into the glove of Osman.
That's the first shot for Wichita in probably 10 or 11 minutes of game action. They're now at 20 shots on the evening. Eventually the shot counter will get to 20.
Kansas City wins the draw. They can't clear. Bushler, nice play. Near circle. One-timer. Stenell fought off by Osman. So he got a piece of that with his chest. Here's Dockery in the left wing wall. Still in the offensive zone. Little give and go there with Kobe Walker. Puts a backhand down again below the goal line. Dominic Dockery facing the wall, trying to protect the puck away from Damian Giroux. Landon McCallum in there. It's a 2-on-3 situation. Bates coming over to give some extra support. Peter across the slot. Stick handling, and he unfortunately had his pocket picked at the top of the Best Body Shop logo.
I think if he had looked, he'd have seen Bushler was teed up there for a one-timer.
Wichita back in its own defensive zone. Dominic Dockery spinning to the wall. Dominic will fire a long outlet pass. Jake Wallen got a piece of that. Icing waved off. 6:35 to go in the third. Thunder down 4-2. Not had a ton of offense here in this third period, but they're still within striking distance if they can find a way to get one more past Osman here in the next 3 minutes or so to give themselves a chance to come back. Kansas City's Marcus Crawford. Nice play defensively. And now it's Jake Wallen following up the play. Took it away. Comes into the far circle, and he could not get much on the shot. Wichita keeps the play alive. Lloyd across Somerville far side boards. Give and go with Finnegan. Back out to Somerville. Left wing point. Now here's Lloyd at the right boards. And he didn't get that shot through. And Kansas City content with just getting this out of the zone, Matt, with under 6 to go in the third.
Yeah, they're shutting it down. Wichita's offense has not been spoken for here in the third period.
Kansas City's still been aggressive in the neutral zone, not allowing a lot of time and space here for Wichita. And that's going to be played all the way back down into the Thunder end to our left. Kansas City getting some changes made. That's Nico Somerville for Lloyd. These two have been out for almost a minute. Got to imagine they're going to be heading to the bench for a change. And out to center ice, here's Stenell. Right wing side comes in, and as he was getting knocked down by Berezowski, he got a good shot off and a save made there by Osman. Dockery trying to feed that across. Actually, that was Kuzmeski to Neen, and Wichita could not keep this in the zone. Here's Shane with it inside his own blue line against two defenders. And now Wichita, Soretsky commits a penalty, knocked the stick out of a Kansas City player's hand, and he'll be called for a 2-minute slash. 4:48 to go in the third. Osman to the bench for the extra attacker. Noel will step back and behind the net. Leaves it for Andreov. He took a slash there from Smith. And we're going to get the whistle here. And that'll be Parker Soretsky. 2 minutes for slashing with 4:33 left in the game. I'm sure head coach Bruce Ramsey a little bit, knowing that's probably a frustration penalty, but not the time of the game that you want to take a stick infraction.
No, not at all.
I know you've mentioned that they have not had a ton of opportunities here over the last couple of minutes, but now you're going to have to kill off a 2-minute power play.
Yep.
And you're going to have to take a chance and try and get something shorthanded.
Yeah. I mean, at what point do you pull Aaron Dell? And, do you you're right. You're going to have to take some chances here if you're Wichita.
So we're down to the final 4:33. That's our final media timeout here at Intrust Bank Arena. After tonight, next home game is a week from tonight. It's our Quick Trip buy-in night. Head over to any Quick Trip location in the Wichita area while supplies last, and you can get that complimentary upper-level tickets as the Thunder will take on the Tulsa Oilers for the first time.
Yep. We'll see Rob Murray's group in person, and then they will go to the BOK Center the next night.
Thunder win the faceoff, and then Dickman will saucer that back to our right. So Wichita will at least get the first faceoff out of the zone. McPherson will leave a drop pass at his own line. David Cotton through 2 defenders, able to get to his own dump in. He's in behind the net, takes a heavy shoulder check there from Nolan Ning. Quick pass back to the line, and that goes wide of the net there from Charlie Wright. Into the slot. Back to the bumper. Up top again. Here's McPherson across for our faceoff dot. One too many extra passes there for McLaughlin. He'll get the puck back for a circle. That was Noel, and he hammered that high off the glass. Minute 20 to go on the penalty to Parker Soretsky. David Noel into the corner again for David Cotton. Noel at the far half boards. That goes across the slot. Wichita unable to get to the loose puck. It's picked up by Berezowski off the rebound, and he makes it a 5-1 or 5-2 Kansas City lead. Now you can't allow the Mavericks those type of rebound opportunities, and the Mavericks have taken a 3-goal lead once again.
That's their first 3-goal lead of the night. And we talked about this in the intermission. You want to see how you stack up against the best teams. This is an upper echelon team in Kansas City, and Wichita has a lot of work to do.
Dylan Boucher off the ensuing play, gets a shot off the rush that goes out to center after Kansas City won a battle, and now Aaron Dell will fire that to our right. That will be an icing call here against the Thunder.
But that said, we talked about how Wichita had a lot of work to do. That said, you're not clinching a playoff berth tonight. You're not going to lose one tonight. You take the game tape, you take the lessons learned from that. Travis Clayton will break down the game tape tonight. They'll do it in video tomorrow. They'll go over what went right and what went wrong tomorrow and make that trip to Kansas City and see if they can get it righted tomorrow night.
Puck off the far dasher, and that's a dangerous hit. Finnegan nailed a Maverick, and it turns into an all-out 5-man scuffle on the far boards. The initial penalty, I'm sure, is going to Finnegan. Ryan, I'm not sure if he felt like the Maverick player was turning while he was about to make that hit, my friend, but unfortunately,
I didn't see the hit.
That was a dangerous looking play as he almost went head first into the wall. And, Finnegan's not that type of player, so that's the first time we've seen anything that amounted into some type of post-game scuffle. Kansas City was one of the least penalized teams in the league, and now Crawford is drawn with a couple of players, and Boucher wants a piece of him. And Boucher has to be restrained by Austin O'Rourke, the referee. Not sure what Marcus Crawford said, but Dylan Boucher was up in arms.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other side of Marcus Crawford that Kansas City Maverick fans like. He's going to give you the extra 2 cents, and then is the kind of player who would never drop the gloves. You know, for as good as Marcus Crawford is, he's got a lot of cement in the gloves.
I'm going to stay away from that one.
Nah, that's fine. I'm good with it. Marcus Crawford has a lot of cement in the gloves. I would have him on my team every day of the week and twice on Sunday. But
he is one of those types that likes to talk, is what you're saying.
He's a chatty Cathy, Malsey. A chatty Cathy.
Oh, my gosh. You're a funny gentleman, my friend.
Yeah. Funny looking.
I didn't say anything.
I know you
Don't
did.
put words in my mouth.
I know. We're going to be sorting this out here for a minute.
Make an interesting final 3 minutes between these two teams. Of course, Finnegan was getting the initial call. Looks to be only maybe a 4-minute double minor for boarding. LeBear's just in the box.
I don't know.
Kansas City penalty number 27, Pascal LeBear's 2 minutes for roughing at 16:58 of period. Number 3.
You might be right.
Wichita penalty number 17, Ryan Finnegan, 2 minutes for boarding and 2 minutes for roughing. 16.
So 2 for boarding, 2 for roughing against Finnegan.
Yep. All of that for a Kansas City power play. And it'll be their third of the night.
So 5-2 lead for Kansas City here on opening night. And of course, you and I would love to see a better outcome, but this is such a tough team to open with.
Yeah. And it's the second time in 3 years that the Thunder have had to open against Kansas City.
So the two teams again will play tomorrow night at Cable Dahmer Arena. The faceoff will be here to the blocker side of Arundel. Like you had mentioned, not a ton of help. Had to take a penalty shot that he unfortunately did not stop as well in this contest. Thunder giving up 34 shots, as it says on the scoreboard. Kansas City trying to re-enter the zone. Dickman took it away there from Giroux. That's moved across. Fluttering puck is sent back to our right by Dominic Dockery. 2:30 and counting here in the third. 5-2 Kansas City. Minute 27 on that power play with Finnegan sent to the showers. Due to the 4-minute variety, Kansas City re-enters the zone. Berezowski, who's got his first of the season. That went off a skate. They move it over to the bumper. Now it's here on the near boards for Damian Giroux. Up top, one-timer, Justin McPherson. And a shoulder save by Arundel. And that will result in a face-off here to the blocker side and right Adele. Wichita coming into opening night with a lot of hope to try and turn their fortunes around over the last couple of seasons, but again, playing a team that won 50-plus games a year ago. And they move it around the perimeter here on the power play with 50 seconds remaining on it. Andreev into the corner. Back behind the net. There for Cam Morrison. Crawford deep slot. Steps away from Soretsky. Back to Andreev. Top of the right wing circle. Angles to the boards. Now a power move. Morrison, he tried to float a pass right across the blue paint. Kept in the zone. Crawford. He's in the deep slot. Here's another chance from the far faceoff down. That was Andreev, and he missed the net, and it goes out of play.
Got to think that if you're Thunder head coach Bruce Ramsey, that you're going to put in, you may see Nick Favaro tomorrow night check in, and Tyler Jetty also check in. Both of those guys not playing tonight. Defense has left a little bit something to be desired. And you feel like you get a little bit better performance out of that group with Jetty and Favaro in there tomorrow night than what you've had tonight from your D-core.
Puck has moved across the slot area. Wichita can't get to it. Andreev, Crawford, back near side. Low height might have hit the crossbar. Took a wrist shot. Stenell is out of the penalty box. And now Wichita's got Stenell on a breakaway chance. The long outlet pass down the slot. Gets his own rebound and he buries it and scores. The initial shot was knocked down by the right leg pad of Osman, but he stayed with it, and he gets his first of the year. It's a 5-3 game.
Hey, we get pancakes tomorrow.
We do get some pancakes, courtesy of IHOP. All you got to do is go onto the FanSaves app. Mikel Stenell just came out of the penalty box.
Yeah. Short stack goal. With time to spare, 51.6 left.
So will we see Aaron Dell to the bench?
No.
Or is head coach Bruce Ramsey content with where we're at? But it's Shane Kuzmetsky racing after a puck in his own zone. Now he's got some room as he moves it over to Dickman. Flipped across the ice. Dell will get over to the bench area. But we're going to get a hand pass here inside the Kansas City defensive zone, so Dell might have to stay out there.
Yep. Faceoff's going to come back out to center ice.
So Mikel Stenell, earlier in the game, Matt, you were talking about that potential goal that, you know, he would have made it a 2-1 hockey game, and who knows how that would have changed the complexion of this game. But, you know, unfortunately, Wichita's just not had a lot going right, but they have a chance here. Dickman was looking for a backdoor pass to Bates, and he missed the net. It's out to Kuzmetsky. They got the extra attacker to the side of the net. Here's Burke, couple of chances, whacks at it, and then falling down, and a penalty coming up against the Mavericks with 4.9 to go. Dickman is upset with himself.
Jay's got to shoot that. Don't pass it, just shoot it.
Another penalty coming up against the Mavericks.
Osman had gone down. Shoot the puck, big fella. And that's what he's mad about. So Kansas City's going to go back into the box. It'll be Nolan Sullivan sitting for the Mavs.
So the Thunder down by a 5-3 margin. They have a 6-on-4 with 4.9 to go. Face off to the blocker side. Stenell with a chance, and he missed the net with a wrist shot. Rebound to the slot again, and that might not count because Kuzmetsky near the slot, and I believe they're going to wave that one off. I don't think he got that before the buzzer.
No.
Not like it would have mattered much anyway in the final scheme of things, Matt, because the Thunder were down 2 goals with less than 5 seconds left. But
yeah,
nevertheless, Wichita loses the home opener here tonight by the score of 5-3.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about it. You know, I've probably a little bit more critical than I should be on night one, but again, this is a measuring stick game. On the first night of the year, you know what you need to do to come back out and be a better team tomorrow night. They're going to be without Joe Carroll in all likelihood. So everybody's going to have to pick up the offensive slack a little bit more for Wichita, and the defense has to play much tighter in front of either Aaron Dell or Gabriel Carrier, and we may see the rookie get his first pro action tomorrow night up in Kansas City.
Why don't we quickly look at the score sheet, and then you and I will shut down tonight's broadcast. They have not updated that Stenell goal, so I'm not 100% sure who the assist was supposed to go to for Wichita. We'll see if we can find out exactly who that was, but the Thunder losing here on opening night after taking an early lead with the power play goal. So here's how the scoring went. And it should be Shane Kosmetsky getting an assist on that goal, by the way. Peter Bates on a tip on the power play at 51 seconds. Bushler and Carroll with the assists. But then Kansas City's Luke Lohheit from Borchardt tied the game at 1. Kansas City rolled off the next 3. Morrison at 9 seconds of the second, and then Landon McCallum from David Noel at 2:22. And that's how we headed into the later half of the second period with a 3-1 Kansas City margin. Dominic Dockery scored in a great individual effort at 18 minutes and 8 seconds, his first of the season. And that came from Stenell and Kobe Walker. At 6:45, Borchardt on a penalty shot. He extended it to a 5-2 or a 4-2 margin. Berezowski made it 5-2 at 16:22 from Damian Giroux. Wichita's Mikkel Stenell from Kosmetsky at 19:08. And that's how the game ended here in this one. Wichita ended up with 24 shots on net. The Mavericks with 35, presented in part by Sonic Drive-In and our good friends at Jumpstart Power Plays. Look like this. Kansas City 1 for 3. Wichita was 1 for 5 on the man advantage. Losing netminders Aaron Dell, 5 goals on 33 shots, 28 saves and 56 minutes of work. And Osman, 3 goals against, 23 shots on net, 20 saves against the young netminder out of Sweden. And he earns his first professional victory against the Wichita Thunder here tonight. 3 stars of the game. The third star, I believe I went with Cam Morrison, who had a goal and 2 shots on net. Second star, initially I think we picked Dominic Dockery, but it could also be Mikkel Stenell. He was a +1, 5 shots and a goal and an assist in this game. And then the number 1 star, Cade Borchardt, had a goal and an assist, a +1. He had 5 shots on net and 2 penalty minutes.
Yeah, I agree with that. Mikkel probably deserves the second star for being the best Thunder player tonight with that goal and an assist and a +1. And you look at overall at the team tonight. 3 of those 5 goals are not on Aaron Dell at all. 2 of those were from defensive breakdowns. Or one of them, at least, was from a defensive breakdown in the second period. The other one was just getting his pocket picked and then having, not a chance to react. The defender coming around the net, having his pocket picked there early in the second period. So, again, nothing that, it sucks to lose on opening night, but this is a really good Kansas City team, and, this is a good measuring stick game for Wichita for a team full of rookies, and this is a good way for the veterans to say this is the bar we need to set to play at. Looking at Kansas City going forward here, so it'll be interesting to see how they come out tomorrow night, and then you don't have to see the Mavericks again for a little bit after tomorrow night. You get Tulsa for 2, and then Allen to close out the month. So, good chance to, get back to level terms beginning tomorrow night, and if not, then you go do it again on Friday.
Well, the Thunder, like I had mentioned before, will head on the road for their first road trip of the season. That will take place tomorrow night as Wichita and Kansas City will face off. Home opener for the Mavericks, like you and I talked about throughout the course of tonight's broadcast. So any final thoughts before we shut down tonight's broadcast?
No. It's good to be home. This is win, lose, or draw. The rink is home, and it was a good night to be back in the friendly confines of Intrust Bank Arena, back to calling Thunder hockey with you. So thank you for the opportunity as always. And if you're watching on Flow Sports or on Facebook or whatever, thank you very much for checking us out and giving us a chance to tell you about Wichita Thunder hockey.
Yep, we do appreciate your time here tonight. Thanks so much for listening. Again, the Thunder will be on the road tomorrow night with a 6:05 face-off pregame show roughly around 5:40. And I hope to make that trip with the team to be there, but we'll have to wait and see how that will work out. But again, the Thunder and the Mavericks tomorrow night, and then Wichita will have a week off to kind of regroup a little bit and hopefully get maybe Joe Carroll back. Who knows what type of injury that was, but tough loss with him getting knocked out in that, I believe it was the second period.
Yep.
No, was it?
Yeah, it was about the middle point of the second period, yeah.
Well, that'll do it for us. For Matthew Harding, for head coach Bruce Ramsey, Jason Malz, thanks so much for tuning in here on opening night of the 24-25 season for ECHL teams that kicked off their years here. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Until then, enjoy the rest of your evening, folks. Take care.